everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl. It's your girl. Shout out to Kiki. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for another recap review of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I really was not excited about watching this episode, but I'm glad that I watched it because it was actually good. It was actually a good episode for a multitude of reasons, and we're gonna get into why. I think this was a producer's wet dream. First of all, I think this cast, nobody is a punk. Okay. I appreciate that nobody on this cast is truly and really a punk, right? I couldn't stand back in the day. And I know y'all used to love Nene so fucking much. You know, a lot of y'all love Nene. I never really liked Nene because I always felt like Nene was a fucking bully. Sorry. And I felt like because she was so good with Andy at the time, she was allowed to kind of just throw her weight around in a way that was just very like off-putting for me. It always gave I wasn't that girl, and now I get to be that girl. And so now I'm gonna make everybody else feel like shit because I didn't used to be that girl. You know, it's given back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot, they all on me. And she's a woman, so a man will always want you, okay? But my point is this is actually a season of people who I feel like are not actually afraid to have confrontation, and I need that. For a reality show, I need for y'all not to be afraid of confrontation, okay? So for one. Number two, y'all, when they are giggling together, it's a cackle. It is a cackle. There was a moment, that moment when Pinky started singing, you must be delusional. Like added that little extra vibrato onto the end. And Drew was like, she held a note. I don't know what note she held, but she held a note. Y'all, that was hilarious. They have like the tug of war scene was hilarious. Okay. Kelly's feet going into the air and being pulled, girl. This shit, I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. So for me, you know, I was like, okay, I could see how as a producer, this would have been like a really good cast to put together. I really don't care what nobody's saying. I think we need to keep it just like this. I'm not lying. I think everybody needs to stay. Everybody needs to stay. Everybody needs to be on their job, okay? Because what I've learned about reality TV is that you need more than 1 or 2 seasons to resolve some shit. Sometimes, bitch, you got to go all the way back to season 1, okay, in order to understand how we even got here, because this is like real life. And as much as everybody is putting on and it is being produced, it is still following somewhat of a truthful chain of events, especially when it comes to Portia and Shamia. And so when people don't take into account the entirety of Portia and Shamia's relationship, y'all don't remember the times, I guess, when Shamia was always showing up as a friend of. Every time, Portia needed somebody to show up for her, Shamia is one of those people. And Shamia did not need Portia to be on the show because Shamia was also friends with Candy from trying to be in the music business and shit. So, and for being in radio and all of those different things. So for me, I feel like y'all really don't give Shamia enough credit for the fact that it's not a jealousy or envy thing from her to Portia. It's just not. It's not. It is people pleasing. It is wanting to be friends with somebody, wanting them, for y'all to get along. I do feel like Shamia really wanted this friendship. I feel like Portia has never really cared about Shamia genuinely. And I feel like Shamia might be a people pleaser. She might be a mean girl. But I feel like when it comes to her friends, the friends we've seen, like, it's not like this is the only example we have of Shamia having a friendship. You know what I'm saying? She's not one of those people. Shamia is friends with several, high profile women in Atlanta, and they've been friends for years. And Shamia has always, I felt like, shown up as a supportive friend. Now, is there a little bit of her mama, right? Where you show up in a certain way because you want to be seen a certain way. But I also feel like a part of it is Portia wanting to come off as, Shamia coming off like I want to be a good person. I might be fucked up sometimes, but I want to be a good person to people. It does feel that way. However, like I said, again, like everybody loves to point out, nobody's perfect, right? And y'all have to accept the fact that people are going to critique Portia. Y'all are not being okay with this. Y'all are having a really hard time because y'all just start, like, the way y'all are defending Portia online is so odd to me because it'd be like, girl, what you talking about? I saw somebody in my comments, y'all just start saying shit, right? Like, there's a difference between tried to sleep with and slept with. It's like, well, thank you for telling us stuff that we obviously know, ma'am. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here, girl. For those of us that need the straightening, okay? And there's a straightening I can provide from my perspective. This is all my opinion. That's what I do. I give social commentary, okay? That's what I do. But you can also trust me. For one, I'm not fucked up, okay? These people are fucked up. I'm just saying, morals is a little fucked up in this group. It's fine. It is what it is, okay? But also you can trust me because I've been here since like season 2, bitch. I'm not gonna say from the very beginning, but since season 2, bitch, I've been here. I remember all of this shit and I rewatch this shit frequently. So you can trust that I have gone back and I have come forward and I have gone back and I have come forward and I have gone back and then I've come forward a few times over the years, okay? Now we can agree to disagree, but I'm not just making shit up, y'all. And I have to tell y'all that all the time because y'all be like, oh, I don't agree with you about Portia, Bondy. You just hate Portia, don't you? Like, why you gotta invalidate my very thoughtful analysis with just simply, I hate Portia? That's so cheap. Don't cheapen my very, very extensive commentary with such bullshit. Y'all gotta come up with better reads for me. Please, try harder next time. All right, let's get into it. Okay, let's get the fuck into it. Where is it? There it is. There it is. There it is, baby. That ungrateful shit. Okay. What you aiming? I'm not doing this shit for nothing. I pay the car note, light bill, house note. I pay my house note. I'm sorry, y'all. When you get into a genuine mode, girl, okay, listen. Also, like, just before we get into this, just for y'all that follow me over here, y'all get mad at shit I say, and then y'all wait for me in the comments over there on Instagram so I can, because y'all always can't wait. Like, I post something, y'all can't wait. Y'all can't wait. Like, it's like within the first 10 minutes of me posting this shit, here you are in the comments with a paragraph and a whole bunch of animosity that feels uncalled for. Okay, you was waiting on me to say something over here so that you could be seen by me. Let me tell you something. I'm going to start putting you hoes on blast. Okay? I'm just letting you know. It's giving a new season, bitch. I'm going to put your profile up and we're going to have fun. So, walk lightly. Because y'all make it very personal. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute, ho. Girl. You doing a little bit too much for me right now. Shit, y'all should have seen the way some of them hoes was talking to me on Instagram, girl. Like, wait a minute, bitch. Y'all must have forgot who the fuck I am. I will drag you for your life. Girl, I will find the bitch. You could try to hit me up from a private page, and I'm gonna go to your bio and still find some shit to talk about, bitch. Listen, don't do me. Please don't do me, bitch. Y'all can disagree with me in the comments, but please don't come at me sideways like I won't embarrass you. And then you'll be up online talking about, you're bullying me, Bondy, because you have all these followers. But, bitch, you know how many followers I got, don't you? Okay. All right. I'm ready. Y'all ready? Let's get into it. I'm excited. I feel really good about this episode. Okay. Okay, bitch. This is medication. Hoes talk too much. This is medication, ho. Okay, I have a prescription. It's funny how you think, you know what I'm saying? If I be talking to you. Oh, no. I didn't delete it. after I went back to her page and saw that she followed me. And one thing I don't like is for people to be sitting in the bushes plotting on me like that and you follow me. So after I let it stay up for a little while, I was like, I don't want this weird bitch on my profile. So I blocked her. I didn't realize at the time that it would take the video down. I should have saved it. But that's okay. Okay? Honestly, it was just a warning shot. It's a warning shot. But I just feel like sometimes I don't be having the energy to do all that. But sometimes I'm going to give it to y'all because, why not? Right? All right. So the girls play tug of war. Kelly got drug. They eat and talk about how Kelly, Portia, and Drew made up in Phaedra's room. This is going to be an episode, a review of my thought process. I'm okay with being wrong. It's totally fine. You don't have to agree with me, but I'm going to tell you how I feel. And how I feel is that y'all are trying to isolate Shamia even more by making up with Kelly. And it was made obvious to me because of the way Drew introed the conversation. It was just so loving and amazing when you weren't there last night, Shamia. We were actually able to have the waiting to exhale moment that we had all been trying to have. And all it took was for us to get your angry ass out the room. Yeah, we know Pinky and Kay weren't there either. That doesn't matter. Shamia specifically, we want you to know that we would not have been able to have our we wouldn't have been able to have that moment if you had been there. And when you were sleeping, we were trying to steal your bestie. We were trying to pull your bestie to our side a tad bit. And Cynthia, I don't know why you don't think that it isn't obvious to us that you're on Portia's side. It's been obvious because the truth of the matter is we can forgive and forget. But when we decide we're like taking sides in such a way with somebody that at some point we had to kick in the puss, come on. Cynthia is giving you need your check. I'm not mad at you, but Cynthia, I'm kind of annoyed with you, bitch, because I feel like you can't just chill. You got to because you could tell in the confessionals, I asked myself, why would one say this? A lot of the times, it feels like people are commentating on the situation so that they can create the narrative they want to create. That's what this felt like. This whole episode felt like that to me. So this first moment felt like the moment where we let Shamia know, okay, even though we're talking to Kelly and acting like this is all about love, what it really feels like is, hey, girl, we want you to know that you can count on us too. When Portia specifically said about her mouth, you just come to a point with a lady where you want her to, girl, you can call me and ask me for stuff too. And that's how I know in your mind, you're comparing yourself to Shamia. Because Shamia doing all of the things that she's done makes you feel like you need to prove you're just as good. Like, you're going to act like y'all are not in some type of competition, or y'all going to act like, I saw people saying that they feel like Shamia is jealous of Portia. I forgot why they said she was jealous of her. I don't know why, because Shamia has all the things, you guys. Shamia actually has all of the things. Do I feel like that means that she actually sees herself that way? No. But she has all the things. I think Portia knows that Shamia has all the things because she listed all the things that Shamia had to Shamia. And really, Shamia don't even have to post those text messages, bitch. I believe you. I believe it. I believe you. And I don't know why everybody acting like Portia is not the type of person that would want everybody to think she was a good guy. So she would tell Andy, yes, you should definitely have Shamia come on. It's not like they haven't already had Shamia on. They've already had Shamia on. Shamia has already been part of storylines before. So at this point, y'all acting like, oh, she put in a good word for Shamia. The truth of the matter is the good word was put in by Candy a long ass time ago. It only seemed right for them to have Shamea on as a full housewife at this point. They gave Marlo the opportunity before they gave it to Shamea, which, if you ask me, was a great miscarriage of justice. Okay? Either way, I feel like Portia is exactly the type of person that plays dumb and nice to the right people, but then will go behind the scenes and have a conversation where she appeals to Shamea's feelings for her in private, right? Tell everybody else you want Shamea to be on the show, and then go to Shamea behind the scenes and be like, you have all this other stuff. Like, why I can't just have this for me? Why you got to come in? Because she felt like Shamea was going to come in and steal her limelight. That's how she felt. I think that is how she felt. And honestly, everybody did think that. We were tired of Portia. We could have took or left Portia. Shamea coming on the show was exciting because it meant, somebody who's actually connected, a real friend group. And the truth of the matter is, we were not wrong. It's not playing out the way we thought it was going to play out. But when you think about it, y'all, they're having a genuine fight. And that is what we wanted. That's why I said the producers got to be happy with themselves right now. And that's why I said you need more than one season for people sometimes. Because just because Shamea did not have the strength, I feel like she didn't have the strength to fight Portia on her first season, because to me, that is obviously showing that she genuinely wanted to preserve her friendship, which is why she hasn't been saying so much shit. I have been clocking that it's obvious that they're holding each other's secrets. And I told y'all, I felt like Portia is probably the person that's telling Angela shit, that's like dropping these little seedlings of things that may or may not be true about Shamea, because you know dirt on Shamea. You're not really laying it all out, because that would make you look like an asshole. But you gonna puppet master some shit behind the scenes, and Shamea will know. Shamea knows where it's coming from and who's causing it. She knows. So she's gonna be angry at you. Meanwhile, you could be on the show acting like you're not doing anything to her and she's just poking at you. Portia projected every single thing Portia said at the end of the episode was a clear projection. And I am here to also hold Shamea accountable, because the reason why this is happening to you, this is a very hurtful situation, y'all. We gonna get to it, because for real, y'all can act like that shit, saying she don't feel like Pilar is safe with Shamea. In real life, y'all, that's extremely hurtful. That's extremely hurtful and fucked up. Fuck all that mama shit. I feel like when Shamea brought that up, that was genuine as fuck. That was genuine as fuck. How could you say you think I would hurt your daughter, bitch? That's insane. We go back. We could fight, but why would you ever think I would harm your daughter? Especially when you didn't have that type of trepidation when it came to that fuck ass nigga that was slinging you all back and forth through the court system. You trusted Pilar to sit on Simon's fucking lap, but now you don't trust your daughter to go by Shamea and Gerald's house? To me, you would say that shit just to be hurtful to Shamea. You would say that and have that rule, not because you really felt that way, but because you got to find a way to jig that bitch in her heart. You got to find a way to hurt her. That's what I feel like. I feel like that was Portia trying to find a way to hurt, because she knew that would get back, because she know Dennis and Gerald are friends, and Dennis is a messy bitch that can't wait to go run and tell some shit. Especially when he mad at Portia and he want to make Portia look bad to other people, because niggas do that. Cause that's just fucked up to me. I'm sorry, y'all. When she acted as if Shamea wasn't genuinely upset about that, I'm like, girl, talking about she looked dead in the eyes. No, bitch, that's what I said about you. Y'all can act like these hoes don't be watching me. But I the fuck said that Portia has been going dead in the eyes for a minute now. But I clocked it on that the Housewives girls trip show. I clocked the dead in the eyes shit that she was doing. And then once she got last season and her and Shamea would sit down and Shamea pouring her motherfucking heart out and Portia dead in the face, dead in the eyes, looking everywhere but in that lady face, and y'all gonna sit up here and act like Shamea is the only one that's on some bullshit. Y'all are crazy. And then the fact that y'all get up online and act like those of us that are not up Portia's ass are crazy, that's the thing that blows me. Stop projecting. Portia and all her little minions be projecting like the fuck. It's insane for y'all to really not see how this is like a two-way thing going on. Anyway, let me get into the specifics. Like I said, this conversation about Kelly and Portia and Drew making up in Phaedra's room was meant to make Shamia feel even more isolated. Portia says that she wants Kelly to call her and ask her for stuff. No, you don't. Shamia says that she can forgive everyone but me. However, she doesn't believe it's genuine because she don't think it's real. Because it's not. It's not real. It's not genuine. Okay? It's just not. It's the thing to do in order to make everybody see her as a good person, because a lot of this is predicated on y'all thinking that Portia just wouldn't do certain shit. And she would. Okay? She would. Shamia FaceTimes with her mom and tells her how she feels ganged up on. She can be accused of sleeping with people, and the rebuttal to that is, oh, well, you told Angela's daughter that she's nicer than Angela, as if those two things are the same. And I hate when we do this. We get in this tit for tat thing. That's how y'all know y'all have really let these niggas and the way they argue with y'all, like women, listen to me. The way these niggas argue with y'all is stupid. And I know you know it's stupid, but it's almost like y'all have been arguing with niggas so much that y'all forget just because you can do like fake logical shit doesn't mean it's actually resonating. You know what I'm saying? Like, those two things are not like equitable. Saying that you're nicer than your mom is the same thing as, did you fuck George where you're sitting there with your huge, wedding band and diamonds on? Those two things are not the same. Y'all play too fucking much, bruh. Stop it. Okay? Also, Angela, the shit that Angela has been saying in her confessional, Angela, you're going to have to get your reads together, because you can't just keep saying shit that don't make sense. Okay? Like, we need to get that together, sis. I also wish that they would let us hear what Shamia's mom said. I wanted to hear Shamia's mom's advice to her. Because y'all know, I know y'all hate when I blame parents, but bitch, you are the beginning, okay? You are the beginning. You are the person that builds the child into the adult. So I'm going to have to hold y'all hand when I tell y'all this. What y'all show and teach y'all children is how they become adults. I don't get it. But to me, Shamia's mom is a part of the reason why she goes along with certain things. And I think, you don't want to see yourself as the same as Portia, but you're going to have to recognize that you and Portia had something in common because y'all were friends. Just like y'all going to have to admit that mama and Diane had something in common. And that's why they were friends. I think one of y'all likes to be a mean girl because she has the things, right? Like you have the husband, you have the money, you have the family. So you like to make other women feel less than because you have that. And you've probably given up some type of autonomy in order to have it. So you always have to be able to hold it over somebody's fucking head. A lot of y'all are like that, right? You've given up your life for this family. It's not exactly the most fulfilling thing you could have done, but you're going to lie to yourself about it because otherwise, my God, your head might explode. So I feel like Shamia's mama is somebody that would be on bullshit trying to make other people feel less than because she has this picture perfect thing. And then Diane would be the woman that I could take your shit. And she would be fucked up like that. They be fucked up in different ways, right? There's a level of pedestalizing themselves that's happening in their minds that might be delusional. And that is why they get along. That's why they get along, because there's a level of delusion where they meet at. And I believe it's the same thing for Portia and Shamia as it is for Shamia's mama and Diane. Y'all have a level of delusion where y'all meet at. And that's why y'all were able to be friends for as long as y'all were able to be friends. Another thing, why are y'all acting like none of this can be true simply because those people were hanging around each other? Do y'all not have families? You know, in families, if you go about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years back, there's a story of somebody getting into a fight, somebody fucking somebody's husband. Like, I've heard many a story. And when you talk to them today, they still gonna meet up at family functions. They still gonna talk. They still gonna take pictures. They still gonna be like, all right, I love you. Because at some point, people allowed their family to be fucked up to them. and they still be around them. Why are y'all acting like because Shamia and Portia were still friends and their moms were still friends a few years ago, that means that they didn't have all this shit lying underneath? I don't. Thank you. It's cat eye. I love it. Yeah, no, I don't get it. They are like family, which is why they would have issues and act like they don't have issues. Delusion. Hello. That's a part of it. A part of it is we've done fucked up things to each other, but we still want to have the relationship, or the relationship is comfortable, so we'll just keep having it and then ignoring the fucked up things. Like, girl, I be trying to, like, what y'all talking about? Y'all don't do this in y'all families? Y'all don't ignore issues? Like, what y'all online, like, acting like y'all like never seen niggas, you know what I'm saying, fall out and then be cool again, and fall out and be cool again, and then fall out and be cool again. And at the end of the day, the underlying problem is still the same, because everybody's main issue is that they delusional and they misogynistic. Please believe Diane and Shamia's mama have in common that slinging dicks around, right? I could take your dick and I have my dick. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, somebody was like, so y'all just saying that we know that Portia mama did that just because she's Portia's mama? I'm like, I mean, not necessarily, but if you see your mama be on some, I'ma take that whole nigga shit, and then you grow up and indeed go along and be on some, I'ma take that lady nigga and shit, it could be a learned behavior from your mom. It could absolutely be a learned behavior and mentality that you were raised to have. I don't know, y'all. This not that hard to me, but I guess we can act like, you know, it's like so confusing, you know. No, this couldn't possibly have happened. Yeah, it kind of could have. Look, apples, trees. Girl, they literally is like, so you're like, we know that she tried to fuck Shamia's dad just because it's Portia? Like, well, I mean, it would explain a lot. Like, it definitely would be like, well, 1 + 1 = 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be on some shit like that. But we don't know that for a fact, right? We wasn't there. We don't know what Diane did with her coochie, girl. But Diane does give I'll take your man tea. There are some women that really do, if they don't have the life that they really wanted for themselves, and sometimes that means the husband, they will take being the sexy fine one that could show up and have your husband watching and walk away. Oh, girl. Yes. What do you mean? That's why that is the reason why a lot of women do feel like, oh, I can't have no friends and I can't have no woman all up under by my house, by my man, because there are some women that will take advantage of their friends to try to fuck on their husbands. It happens. It happens. But see, my mentality is just, if your husband can get got like that, he don't need to be your husband. And somebody just gave you some alimony with this situation, I feel like. Did y'all watch that show? Did y'all watch that show on Peacock? The 5-star weekend. Did y'all see that shit? Girl, it was on a 5-star weekend. Sometimes your best friend will fuck your man. And that is exactly what you needed to happen so you could leave him. You didn't want to be with him. You really didn't want to be with him. You was tired of that nigga. And your friend came along and fucked your husband. And that's exactly what both of y'all needed. She needed to get, shaken up. Bitch, you can't be fucking up your life because your daddy died, right? And you needed to be like, let go of this fuck ass nigga. You know you don't really love him. And y'all came together and that happened. And now y'all can go on and be friends. And this nigga can go be a bum wherever he at. You've got a great friend. No, y'all, for real. Y'all should watch it. It was so good. The show was so good, y'all. I'm not going to lie. 5-star weekend on Peacock. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow. So y'all go watch it, okay? Not right now, but later. Bondy, you're not lying. I was relieved. And listen, I'm not saying you gotta still be friends with the bitch. I'm not saying that. Because obviously this is what happens when you still be friends with the bitch. The issues y'all don't deal with get passed down to y'all's kids. I feel like they said something like that in the Bible. I'm not pulling that out my ass. I feel like my mama told me a long time ago, the sins of the children will have to pay for the sins of the father. And that, that's a analogy, a metaphor of some type. Really what that means is whatever you don't deal with, you will pass down to your children. Okay? What you don't heal, you will only pass down. Okay? And that's just, child, that's just what it is. That's just the truth of the world. And it seemed like Shamia's mama passed down being a delusional people pleaser, and Diane passed down being a delusional man stealer. Maybe, possibly. Okay, maybe a little bit. Okay, K. Michelle and Pinky talk about Shamia saying that she only has Kelly. And that really hurt K. Michelle's feelings because she was being very supportive. And Shamia has turned into like a monster. And Pinky says that she feels attacked. So this is real. Okay. I don't know why we gotta call Shamia a monster. That feels like a stretch. Not a monster. A monster? Okay. This is okay. I don't know what Shamia did for you to unfollow her. But I probably would have unfollowed you for calling me a fucking monster just because I'm like agitated when a whole bunch of bitches ganging up on me. But K. Michelle does recognize that they ganging up on her. So I do feel like I appreciate that consistently K. Michelle and Pinky are okay with saying to the group, hey, I know y'all feel like this, but I just want to be clear. We all don't feel exactly how you feel about it. Because the way Portia was going off at the end at the end of the episode, it was almost like what she's saying is the truth about the situation, and everybody needs to agree with what she feels about the situation. That girl, the way she just looked at me was the same way, girl. But Cynthia caught the cue to go right along with it. Look at her. Pinky is right though. I think Shamia does feel attacked by everybody. Pinky got a call about her business, right? Something about, having to pay somebody something. Not my last $2. Somebody say Johnny Taylor. Who's making love with your old lady? Why you was out making love? Okay. I know, right? K. Michelle has absolutely, soft hands, okay? It's her soft hand era. She's not throwing candles now, okay? We've entered the soft hand era. Our perspective has changed, okay? A monster is somebody that's just always saying shit, all right? But somebody throwing lit candles, bitch, just expressing myself. Just defending me, okay? The funny part about it is back then we was all toxic. We was glad she threw that candle at Rashida. That's another thing. Like back then, we was all like, I'm glad she threw that fucking candle. Back then, glad you threw that shit. Fuck that bitch. Talking about I don't think that. You look me in my eye. I don't think with that puppy dog ass face, you knew you was wrong. I don't believe that happened to you, girl. I'm sorry, y'all. I had rewatched that shit on the timeline, either on Instagram, TikTok. That shit came up again, and I was just like, oh, I ain't like that bitch for real since. The only reason we was ever on Rashida's side in some shit is because Kirk was terrible. And then we was defending Rashida to Kirk, and then Rashida told us, bitch, let me get cheated on in peace. I know I keep bringing it up, but bitch, let me be mad at my husband. Don't y'all keep pointing out the fact that my husband is a cheater. But the truth of the matter is niggas should be shamed like that into behaving. The way they said, now y'all know I heard some rumors, but I don't think it's true. The way they tried to make it seem like Kirk got beat up by social media and just all of the women that felt a way about watching him try to be a good husband, but really like kind of cheating on Rashida and kind of holding her back the entire time while using her as somebody to solidify himself in the music industry. Like, he did a lot of things off Rashida's back, and I think a lot of women felt a way about that. And Kirk is the perfect example of how if you let people bully your husband, he might act right. But y'all gotta stop getting in front of them to save them from the bullying. You know why? Because back in the day, before our population was so big like this, when you lived in a smaller community and somebody did something wrong, the community was able to hold them accountable. And that's how people acted right, because they knew their whole community would be upset with them if they fucked over their wife or did something fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, y'all don't, y'all only feel like that when we got to shame people into the patriarchy shit, right? The kid's gay, bully him. The lady about to leave her husband, he knocking upside the washing machine in the dryer. You better tell her that the law said you got to stay. It's not what the law said, but that's how they translate. It's crazy. The community don't show up when they supposed to sometimes. Sometimes they do. But a lot of the times, girl, no, not the way they supposed to be. Y'all should let people shame these fuck ass niggas. That's the only way they gonna act right, is if they are shamed into it. A part of it is being able to pretend like they're better people than they actually are. So they have to have a huge ego death in order for them to start acting right. It is what it is. Back to Pinky for a second. Pinky getting this call about her business, and then Angela saying she's crying over money. That kind of annoyed me. That's what I was talking about. Bitch. A woman that knows her husband is going to save the day financially, talking to another woman that doesn't want to rely on her husband in that same way, and telling her, girl, stop crying, like that ain't nothing to cry about. Bitch, money is always something to cry about. Let's be fucking for real. What you talking about? So you wasn't crying over all of them properties that you lost? Angela is starting to work on my nerves, because it's an inability to empathize with other people. She pretends like she's empathizing, but the shit that she says makes me feel like you have a lack of empathy going on. And I wonder if that's part of the issue you was having with your daughter. You know what I'm saying? There's another motherfucker. Like, people really be creating hells for themselves with this lack of being able to acknowledge what's happening in front of them or acknowledge their own behavior. Like, I feel like Angela, I don't know, it's giving lack of self-awareness in some of these moments. Like, it is okay for Pinky to cry about whatever's going on with her business. Like, are you okay? In real life, who the fuck wouldn't be? I'm like, oh, so we don't be upset about money issues? Oh, I guess we're living in another universe I don't know about. The fuck? And then Angela says that she ties her identity to her money, because Pinky comes in and she's got money. It's giving that you might be a tad bit envious that Pinky is the nigga with the money, and you just got to go be with a mean nigga with money, so you don't have to worry about it. And Pinky says that she sacrificed her home life. She almost lost her marriage. She admits she's crying about rich people's problems. Part of that kind of annoyed me, because I'm tired of hearing that from women, because I feel like that pressure is only put on women. I don't think her husband is anywhere crying about the amount of work he doing, taking him away from his kids and his family. And y'all are in a similar type of business, and y'all both have $1 million businesses. Y'all both have franchised and all of this shit, right? Y'all both got money. Why is it that this pressure to not put your business over your family is only on you? I don't like how that feels. That may not even necessarily be the way it is, but the way Pinky expresses it, it's like, I want to be, this progressive woman, but I still have the same guilt of a woman that's not as progressive. You know what I'm saying? I'm carrying this same guilt. And I'm like, is he telling you those things? Like, is he saying to you that you was letting your business get in the way? And the reason why I said that is because off rip, I was questioning why that man put 3 babies in you back to back like that. And y'all hadn't even been together that long. And y'all are having 3 children back to back. And your business went from doing well to not doing well in the process of you having all of those babies. I might be on, listen, I'm okay with the fact that I might be on TikTok too much. And there are so many stories about men sabotaging women in this way. Like, a lot of men love to sit you the fuck down. It's their way of humbling you. It's their way of feeling like they're on top of you in some way. I told y'all, like, because of the way men are socialized in our society, they feel like their natural place is above you. And when they're not actually above you based on what life is showing them, they have to find a way to get back on top of you, whether fucking you or sitting your ass down. And I'm not backing up off of, I feel like instinctually Pinky knows that, which is why she doesn't want to take money from him. I know y'all believe that there's no risk in that. I heard a lot of people, oh, it would just be a gift. I'm like, cool, if that's how you feel. I have seen niggas use everything they've ever done for a woman, whether it was a gift or not, and be like, I want it back. And there are some judges and in some states and in some districts and some counties where a nigga would be like, you got to give it back. It is sometimes up to a judge's discretion when it comes to these types of situations. So I definitely feel like Pinky acts like she is the first and only Black businesswoman. I don't think she does. I don't think she does for real. But I do agree that it is a place of pride for her deeply. And I think sometimes she allows it to become all encompassing. She has not learned how to want the thing, but not at your own detriment. There's a level of people that like to be in business where there is so much risk in what they do and they enjoy it, but the risk still has stressors. And in their mind, it's worth it. But at these times, they're still going to be stressed out. Like, they're still going to be emotional. And I think that's okay. You know what I'm saying? I think it's okay for Pinky to be upset in these moments. I think it's okay for her to not want to, put her husband in her business and to want to keep those things separate. What I don't think is okay is for her to add to the mindset that women have to choose, or that women are more indebted to this family life than men are when it comes to creating something for yourself. That's the thing I just want to make sure we're not doing, because that's what I felt when I was watching it. It reminds me of all of the times that we was watching Love and Marriage Huntsville and y'all questioning, Melody about whether, it's your fault your husband was cheating on you because you were so worried about your business. Like, a lot of these business women, these girl bosses, that's getting in the way of them pleasing and pleasuring their men, because that is supposed to be the focus of your life. They're allowing you to work and have your own passions. But don't forget that the main thing is always your man and your family. Because when I do this, because it's not really about the kids. Normally when they say that, it's about that nigga. Normally when they say that, it's about the nigga. Okay. So yeah, I just, girl, be safe out here. Okay. And also at some point, you're going to have to get to a point where you learn how to let things go. You know what I mean? And when I say let things go, you want I want all of these franchises. I want it big, 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 big. Sometimes, y'all, you don't have to be big, 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 big. You could just have a few that do really, really well. I think Black people, because of the way we were sold success, right? The way you are sold success as a Black person is you have to hit big in order for you to forever not have to worry about money. And I think what a lot of people don't understand is that is not realistic for most people. It is not realistic for most people that have businesses to never worry about money ever again. To have a business that's so successful that you never have to worry about anything ever again. That is highly unlikely for most people. And what everybody needs to be okay with is having a business and working the fucking business. Because I really feel like most people, they want businesses just so that they can own things, not so that they can actually have businesses that do something for the community, that provide something, that actually matter in the fabric of the community. Really, it's about, I want to own these businesses so I can make money and be this business person. It's not the same thing as what it used to be back in the day. And when I say back in the day, child, we could, what? Pre-civil rights, maybe, When people owned, because this happened in 20s, 30s, 40s, people owned stores or had certain businesses that were passed down to them in their families, and they would work those businesses, and then their kids would work those businesses. And I'm not saying that it has to be exactly like that, but I do find that when y'all lose this connection with the reality of running the business and only start to think about it like I want to be a mogul, y'all are stressing yourselves out when really you could just run your businesses. You know what I'm saying? You could just run your businesses and be a good business person. Why does it always I have to be a mogul? I think that's very stressful, and I think it keeps a lot of Black people from having successful businesses because they don't want to do like this middle ground, version of entrepreneurship. They want to do this mogul version. It's either I'm working for somebody or I'm a mogul. And, I think there should be some in between, and we need to get back to a balance of things and being connected to our work in a real way. And not just about owning something, owning. And I get it. We've been taught that owning is important, especially for Black people that don't have a lot of real estate in ownership in any capacity. But as we start to create a different reality or a different world for ourselves that might be more, based on people going back to having more mom and pop stores, that's what I really feel like needs to happen. Corporations have been able to come in and completely take out a more mom and pop, you being able to own a store in your community, versus always being a corporation. Like, we should have a whole bunch of that. I was having this argument with people online today because they think that you can just boycott every Target or, every Walmart. And it's like, y'all really don't understand what it's like to live in rural areas that don't have any other options. And then as Black people in those rural areas, the grocery stores that I would go to that aren't the corporations are also owned by motherfucking Klan members of some sort. Okay? Like, so it's like, it doesn't, and even going down to, you got to pay who owns the water in your state or in your county? Who owns the energy company? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all are acting like it's just Amazon and that, but no, like, everybody needs to be held accountable because at large, once you get to a certain tax bracket, you're lobbying against the lower tax bracket. I need for y'all to understand that. And I'm taking it off a little bit. My bad. But I need for y'all to understand that because it's a lot of defending rich people. And I'm talking about billionaires. Y'all are online vehemently defending people that are lobbying for you to be poor so that they don't have to pay the appropriate amount of taxes, so that they don't have to pay all of their employees and shit, so that they can cut corners and create buildings that cause them to get all of these fucking lawsuits because people are getting hurt. Like, y'all don't know or understand how much malfeasance, for lack of a better term right now, goes on when it comes to the way billionaires and millionaires lobby and corporations lobby against you, the citizen, having more. And y'all have gotten so used to that y'all think that that's appropriate. It's not. It's not appropriate for people to be billionaires while you try to figure out how you're going to be able to pay for groceries. That is not reasonable, y'all. It doesn't have to be that way. Other countries have better systems in place. Like, come on, y'all. Like, really, wake it the fuck up. Wake it the fuck up, people. This is pay attention. Look around. I'm sorry to get off, but we had to talk about that for a second because she did cry and say rich people problems. And I'm like, exactly. There is a point of this that's like, exactly, rich people problems. But as a woman and as a Black woman that is an entrepreneur and it is stressful and you are trying to create something for yourself and, especially in a system that was supposed to secure you and it does not anymore. So what the fuck was we going to do anyway when y'all got rid of Social Security the way y'all did? I'm sorry. Anyway, fucking boomers. Y'all know, like, if you go look it up, when it comes to who was voting, the boomers really was fucking shit up. Like, the boomers had it all. They had it all and then voted to get rid of it. Niggas had all the advantages in the world and was like, let's make sure our kids don't get these. Okay? We hate these motherfuckers. Let's make sure they have to struggle. All right? Okay. And then we're going to hold on to life for dear God so that they can never take over anything from us. Okay. Can't stop, won't stop. Kelly. Kelly had on this really cute plaid jacket and hat. Y'all talk mad money shit about the way Kelly be looking, but Kelly was so cute in her McDowell's hat and in plaid jacket. This is the moment where Angela says that this is really coming to America. Kelly is really working for Shamia and her husband on girl. We're on vacation. When you gonna stop working for them? I'm sorry. Does Gerard own a McDowell's or some shit? Yo, make it make sense. It's for the plaid, bitch. She wore it because it was red plaid, and they're going to a museum about plaid. Why would you tie? That's why I said for y'all to keep acting like this is not a concerted effort to ostracize Shamia or to make Shamia feel like shit or to make it about Shamia. How do y'all not see that when in this moment, Angela draws something that has nothing to do with Shamia, Kelly's fucking outfit, right back to Shamia? I was like, huh? Get y'all friend. Get y'all friend. She was so cute in that little jacket and that little hat. And they was like, where did you get it? And she was like, my man, my man, my man. And y'all can't even let a bitch enjoy your man. Portia, oh, who is this man? Where he is? Where he from? What he do? Didn't you just try to put a body on me, bitch, and you didn't have a name? Leave me alone. And this is what I be. And why is that the first thing you want to know is everything to know about the man? She's not beating the allegations. Portia is not beating the allegations that if all else fails, I'll take your man. Whenever I feel like it, it's not a threat or a bet. It's a damn promise from me to you. Your sex life's through. If you get another lover, I'll take him too. All I have to do is say a rhyme or two. He'll hop and leave you like a kangaroo. I'll make him kneel for me. Even still for me, his mother and father, he killed for me. But that's what you get for trying to play smart, not take a hike with that slayed up heart. Girl, you don't know if you're coming or going. Look at your face. Your jealousy is growing and showing. Don't get mad. You don't have the right. I throw bolo solo, but ladylike on the mic. Psych is where I win my battles. I handle you like a baby with a rattle. Don't make me prove to you that I can't either give him up or get slammed. I'll take your man. Listen, Portia probably listens to it every day. You want to talk about an aspirational song for Portia? Every day. Portia probably get up in the morning and put on her song. Dun, 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 dun. I can see it. Alexa, play I Take Your Man by Salt and Pepper. Alexa, stop. Yo, that's one of my favorite songs, y'all. Nah, that's one of my favorite songs. I don't live like that though. I don't live like that. I learned a long time ago. You don't think about yourself like that as a woman. That's the best way for you to always be getting played, is to think that your coochie just so great that you gonna be out here stealing people and all of that. Yeah, nah. I don't steal nobody, okay? Can't nobody get took that don't want to get took, okay? Listen, Kelly outfit was cute. I don't know what the fuck Angela was talking about. Portia, why you asking all them questions about that lady man? You are not to be trusted around nobody man, girl. Don't you know this? Asking all the fucking questions. Then Phaedra gonna throw out, but he gave her $70,000 for some teeth. And they like, well, actually, Phaedra was like, now, the girls got to get their priorities together. Because how he giving you $70,000 for some teeth and you got bills? I would have told him, get me some strips and give me the other $69,972. I say, bitch, not you knowing exactly how much the white strips are. They work, though. You know, but I like to go get, a straight up whitening. I went and got my shit straight up white and I need to go back. Okay. But yeah, y'all, that shit was hilarious to me. I'ma just say this. I don't disagree. I was just having a conversation about how a lot of women that was like a drug dealer girlfriend back in the day, y'all ain't got nothing to show for that shit but some purses and some nice, vacations that y'all took, and that's great because, vacations matter. Uh but I feel like sometimes, it don't make no sense for y'all to be over there, you know, fucking on the men's and, they got all this money running through their fingers and you ain't got no real estate or nothing to make your life easier. You know what I'm saying? Like a apartment building or, you know what I'm saying? Something that you could use to get some income. Y'all don't be getting nothing like that. Y'all just get bags and clothes and shit. You got a whole bunch of designer. Name not on a thing. And it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Home ownership is not everything. It's actually a fucking headache. But the point still remains, you got bills. Get that nigga to pay them bills, okay? Get that nigga to pay them bills, okay? You ain't need no new damn teeth that bad. And I agreed. I'm not gonna lie. $70,000 is a lot of fucking money for some teeth when you got bills that need to be paid. I'm not even tripping. But I also understand I'm not about to ask no nigga for no money for no, no lawsuit shit. I would ask a nigga to pay some bills. I would. I don't know. I feel like, my daddy paid bills. So I just, the things that worked, it worked. We held on to it. Okay. Everybody worked, but he paid the bills. Like, Drew talks about getting fingered to put her cervix back. Y'all are going to have to tell me if that's true. Are y'all going to the physical therapist and getting fingered for 10 minutes in order to put your cervix back? Y'all comment and let me know. To me, Drew just needs to admit that she's gay at this point. Like, really? You doing all of that to get fingered? All of that, Drew? She should have called Marlo for Listen, we know Marlo know how to turn the trick into some long form money. Listen, the girls who game it, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you at all. Because if you wasn't doing it to them, they'd be doing it to you. Okay? Then Portia, in a very gay chain of events, has everybody do Kegels. Okay? Suck it up. Release it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, girl. Y'all don't do Kegel exercises? I do. This is how you don't pee on yourself. Okay? You do Kegel exercises. Also, if you learn how to do Kegel exercises and you get the muscles in your vagina strong, it also helps you have orgasms. This is something for the women out there that don't know this, because a lot of y'all are having sex where y'all just getting fucked but y'all not coming. Slight bit of clitoral stimulation also, but because it helps. But you sucking in your own, it helps you have an orgasm as well. Okay, it'll help you get the orgasm as well. Yeah, it's not just for him. Your grip is not just for him. Okay, y'all have got to stop trying to find ways to make sex more pleasurable for men when y'all aren't having any orgasms. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, I love y'all though. Okay, let's see. She always lying about something. Yes, it's true. It's called pelvic floor therapy. Chiropractors are able to help with so they are figuring people down to the okay, I didn't know. That's wild. I get it though. But also I feel like it don't even work like that. Like, I don't care what nobody talking about. Just because you put something in there don't mean I'm gonna like it. Just because you put something in there don't mean I'm gonna get the pickle tickle. I'm sorry. Okay. Sometimes you can put in there and I'm still not gonna get the pickle tickle. Sometimes it's just like, And y'all know what I mean by the pickle tickle. Okay. Because that's a lot of the times why y'all out here letting them niggas bang y'all out right now, because of the pickle tickle, right? Pickle tickle feels great. However, it's not the same thing as orgasm. Okay. Both of these things are important. All right. Pelvic floor therapy, yes. I'm stuck on the cervix because it's removed. It's removed. She has uterine prolapse. Pelvic floor exercises can be used, but generally a cerclage is used to correct this. Okay. They're not fair. Ciao. Thank you. That's what I wanted to make sure of, because that feels like, nah, this could be used. Mm-mm. And I'm not talking about 4 women. I'm talking about to happen 2 women. That's why, yeah, it's definitely not sexy or sexual. Yeah, it's never. It never is. That's why, like, some men are so fucking, like, please shut the fuck up talking to me whenever it comes to y'all thinking that just because somebody puts something up there, it's pleasurable for us. Please stop. Like, sex is a mind thing for women. Like, yes, our parts respond to things, but a lot of it is a mind thing. You could be down there, just clicking away, and nothing would be happening if my brain ain't there. Okay, the fuck be going on? Anyway, they go to the they go to the Plaid Museum. That was super cute. Portia buys everybody a sash. Kelly does a lot of like, oh my God, Portia, can I add something else? And then later on, it's like, oh, okay, do you need another girlfriend, Portia? And she said that Portia is nicer when she's fucking with women. I'm like, oh yeah, you guys, because oppressing parts of yourself is suffocating. I keep telling y'all that. I don't know why everybody always wants to argue with me about everything. It's not. Homophobic people are gay. They're suppressing the gayness. It usually means that they're acting out in other ways, like being a bitch. Okay. Now, at this point, Portia just is who she is. Okay. There's no changing it. However, does seem to be a happier camper now that she's with a woman that's attractive. Okay. Because nothing makes you sadder than fucking somebody that, looks like Esther Roll's little brother. Okay. They go to this restaurant called The Alchemist. That shit look fire. Okay. Kelly asked if Portia needs another girlfriend. Drew has a song with Ray J. And this is why nobody takes Drew seriously. Y'all was talking all of that shit about how K Michelle, y'all both da-da-da-da-da. Drew is a sick da-da-da. Drew is a serious actress. Drew is a serious actress. But when it comes to her music, she might make good music. Doesn't mean it's serious in the same aspect. Why would one do a song with Ray J? Why would one do that? Ray J can't sing. Ray J is somewhere bleeding from the eyes. Why do you even want to be around somebody that's going through stigmata? Literally going through some type of demon infestation. Why would you want to be in a studio? Why would anybody want to be in a dark room with heavy doors with Ray J? Why would one make that choice in this day and age? In 2025 to now, why would one do that? I mean, even before, but you know what I'm saying? Especially in 2025. Why, like, Drew, really? And this is why I wasn't really that bothered that K Michelle wasn't, was kind of playing with her when it comes to the music. It was kind of like, girl, I don't know you, and yeah. I'm kind of okay with it a little bit, because why the fuck would you make a song with Ray J? Like, sometimes, everything ain't got to be for clout. Because to me, that's what it gives. It gives you're going to make a song with Ray J because everybody would want to hear it, because we know Ray J is not a good artist. So we would come listen to this song in preparation to laugh. And then if it was a really good beat, then everybody would be lullabied by the good beat. And then now we're listening to a song with Drew SEDURE and Ray J in 2026. Why you can't go make music with people like Dave Hollister or Case or somebody? Like, they got so many niggas you can go make some fucking music with that can sing, that still sound good. We was in the kitchen going, take care of home. You don't have to worry about your girl. Take care of home. Ooh, we take care of home. If you really can love her every day, over and over and over. If you take care of home, you don't have to worry about your girl. Take care of home. Ooh, listen. The way me and Lyric was twirling. Listen, what? Like, why are you like, Jesus? Y'all ain't that all of the niggas that you could go and make music with, that's who you choose. Get off my line with this, Drew. That's why don't nobody take you serious. That's dumb as hell. Nah, I was telling Lyric, like, in the early 2000s is when I was like making CDs a lot. Dave Hollister used to be on that motherfucking list. It was at least 2 songs that Dave Hollister had did during that time frame, but it wasn't even just him. During that time, it was so many good R&B men during that time. I don't know why this song in my head. It was love at first sight. I know from the way she looked. You know, that was Carl Thomas. But that's that whole era. That whole era, every other nigga was an old singing ass nigga. My God. They would hide their toxicity. You would have to listen close and read lyrics to find the toxicity in old nigga music. What? Early 2000s? Music Soul Child, Joe, Dave Hollister, Case, Jagged Edge. Like, oh my God. The niggas from the UK, Glenn Lewis, that other the other dude that made that one song from the UK. Yeah, y'all. Y'all like Jaheim. I don't know why I couldn't get into Jaheim. Jimmy Cozier. I do remember him. But I'm just saying, y'all, there's a plethora of niggas that are still alive that can still sing. And you go get Ray J. Anyway, I'm sorry. I was stuck on that for a moment. Because I just saw Ray J performing somewhere and it was terrible. And because niggas can't hear, they was like, he sound good. Yeah, that boy sounded good and terrible. Craig David. Thank you. Craig David. Yes, that was my nigga. Yes. But dude, oh my God, that Glenn Lewis used to have me all in my feelings with that song that he came out with, where his old lady was cheating on him. And I never forget it because the video, just back when we used to like music because of the fucking video, the nigga who his old lady was cheating on him with was his best friend. And his best friend was the nigga who was on Alex Mack back in the day. You know, you always remember the black best friend from your favorite shows, right? The black best friend was on that one, was in that video. And child, I used to love me some Glenn Lewis. The song was It's Not Fair. Oh my God. Under the way I treated you, terrible would care. Say that you'll be there, and who am I to turn to? It's not fair. Yeah, that shit. Oh my God, that used to have me all in my feelings back in the day, girl. Yeah, y'all don't make music like that no more. At least it's not on the radio. You bitches like Chris Brown and shit. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, y'all say Chris Brown be singing love music to y'all too. I guess that don't make the radio neither. Anyway, Pinky said that she gonna come and sing. She said, I won't come and sing. And it was a light moment and she sung the delusional. That shit, it was funny. Drew says that Dennis was this part right here, y'all. This the part right here. This the part right here, which is the reason why you can't trust a Gretchen like Drew. Portia, as head mean girl, you can't trust no Gretchen ass sidekick, because if she can, she gonna come to you with the bullshit when she can. Girl. Or in true sidekick fashion on a reality show, y'all had a conversation before and she knew you was gonna bring this shit up so that you could act like a victim in your situation with that nigga. But Drew says that Dennis was pouring his heart out about Portia. And then Portia says that she's not bringing just anybody around Pilar. And I'm like, you not? Sure. Anyway, Shamia asked, well, since we talking about that, and that's another reason why because Portia said that this was what did she say this was? A premeditated attack. She called this moment of somebody like straight up coming to you real as a premeditated attack. And to me, bitches do shit like this. And when I say bitches, I'm talking about like your mean girlfriends that like to pretend like they're not the mean girl that they actually are. Which is like when you actually come to them real nigga shit trying to talk to them about something, they will make themselves a victim and make you out to be a perpetrator. Never take any accountability. No acknowledgement of themselves in the matter whatsoever. Absolutely are going to flip it back on you and make it a you thing. All Portia did was project throughout this conversation. So Shamia says, Dennis told Gerald that you wouldn't let Pilar come over to our house. And that's just really hurtful because I know we may not be getting along, but I would never do anything to hurt your baby. And Portia says, well, if a person has said the things that I said to you and that you said to me, I would not trust them with my child just because of what happened with us. And Shamia was like, well, I mean, sisters fight all the time. And we did see each other as sisters. And Portia was like, I did see you as a sister, because they bring up that last year she said that Shamia is like family. Shamia is like a sister to her. So why would you feel like you couldn't trust her around your kid? And it's not to say that that's not an accurate feeling, but I just think that Portia takes moments like that and manipulates it. You don't really feel any fear about Shamia being around your child. I feel like if you actually was worried about people hurting your child, you wouldn't have let Dennis around. I mean, not Dennis, Dennis daddy. You wouldn't have let Dennis daddy around your child. Because Dennis daddy it looked like a weird ass nigga this entire time. He been a weird ass nigga. Any nigga that will embarrass you and fight with you the way Simon has been fighting with your ass on the internet since y'all divorced, since y'all broke up. Yeah, to me, that's not a nigga that you should trust around your child, because they're so vindictive. Simon is vindictive as fuck. And so when you sit here and act like you're really worried about your child being around somebody that might hurt her, but you would rather point that energy towards Shamia, who I don't think will ever really hurt your child. I don't think Shamia will ever hurt your child. And I don't even know Shamia like that. And I could be wrong, y'all, because I don't put nothing past anybody. But based on what we know about Shamia, that just don't seem the way she moved. Like, that's a little girl. That's a child. I couldn't see her just being mean to Pilar because she got a problem with Portia. If anything, Shamia is the type of woman that would be so nice to your daughter that she would be the person your daughter called eventually when she would get into it with you. That's the type of person Shamia would have been to your child. Before she would harm your child, she would want to pull your child over to her side. Okay? You know how your mama is, baby. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Just go in there and play. Girl, Portia is full of shit, okay? And that is hurtful. I don't care what nobody's talking about. That's hurtful as fuck. As a black woman, don't nobody ever want to hear that people don't feel like a child is safe with you. Like, we don't want white people to be telling their children to come find us, but we kind of are, we got pride in the fact that we're the safest people for the most part. Like, out of everybody, if you put all of the people on the list, the safest people are black women. Even though some of y'all hoes is not safe at all, and I like to point out who y'all are so we're clear on it. Don't be trusting some of these hoes, because these hoes ain't to be trusted, okay? They'll throw you into a room full of rapists for a nigga, okay? But yeah, I just feel like Portia that was just very hurtful. And to act as if it was premeditated in a way, it's like, how would she have known that Drew was going to even bring that up? I think Shamia wanted to hold you accountable or, confront you, definitely. But it was because she's been holding so much back. I think, Shamia has been doing a lot to not have confrontation with Portia, to the point that y'all think that everything she says is about Portia, as if everybody else hasn't been finding other reasons and ways to start shit with Shamia. Angela being the prime fucking example. Drew, prime fucking example. Drew they ain't got nothing to do with Portia. That's really your issue that you say you have with Shamia, is not just her being a lapdog, but her defending K. Michelle. You defend Angela, but you mad that Shamia was defending K. Michelle. And Angela pulling niggas out the bag that ain't nobody trying to fuck, and you know it, and it's ridiculous. And the fact that it was able to be brought up in like all seriousness, is some straight up bullshit. Straight up bullshit. Portia says that Shamea is poking her and using what matters most to her. Girl, grandstanding. Portia says that she would only talk to her sister that way and still let her be around her child. We know. We know. Shamea says, so were we not like sisters? And they played a clip last year. Portia saying the reason why she don't want nobody getting involved in her and Shamea's friendship is because that's like her family. That's like her sister. Let them handle their own shit. Don't get in between their bullshit. But really what it is you don't want nobody to be on Shamea's side. Portia said, hold up. Yeah, now that she knows, Portia said now that she knows who Shamea is, now that she knows what Shamea has done, now she no longer sees her as a sister. And I'm like, girl, what did Shamea do? I really would love to know what Shamea did. What did she do? Quick, tell me what she did. I really would love to know. Because you haven't told us yet what she did. Last year, the lady was trying to talk to you, trying to get on the same page with you. You were obviously stonewalling her because you're mad that she decided to come on the show full time. I don't care what none of y'all are talking about. If y'all want to believe just because she told Andy some shit, that mean that her true feelings weren't that she didn't want Shamea to come. She thought she was going to be able to pressure Shamea. And you want to look like a good person to the public. Y'all also forget that people on reality shows know that how I'm perceived is more important than who I actually am. How other people see me is more important than who I actually am. That's how most people feel. So to me, it makes absolute sense to say one thing to everybody else. Of course, I want Shamea on the show. And then go to Shamea behind scenes and be like, yeah, can you please not come on the show? Because this is my thing. And Shamea says she has the text messages to prove it. So, I just don't feel like she would have to lie about this specific thing. And I feel like we can see it based on Portia's actions as far as I'm concerned. You are willing to make up with everybody but Shamea. You are, in a lot of ways, trying to blame Shamea for anything that y'all have that's an issue on the cast. You try to take the conversation towards Shamea. Portia has done this several times throughout the season, and I have told y'all and given y'all examples of the times that Portia has been leading the conversation in a certain manner by asking a certain question or saying, wait, hold up, let's go back. Shamea, what were you saying about Shamea? Like, that has been done. Like, whatever. Shamea says you lied a lot last year. She probably did. She always lies. And Shamea let those lies land, even saying that she wanted Shamea to be on the show. When she and Shamea talked about it, Portia, really didn't want her on the show. Portia called Shamea a liar. Portia starts breathing hard, turning her head, doing the whole thing, acting like she's exasperated and Shamea is a liar. And so she doesn't even want to, oh my God, like, girl, anyway, again, grandstanding. Shamea brings up how they agreed to not let their mom's mess affect them. And Portia goes on the internet accusing Shamea's mom of something egregious when your mom did something to my mom years prior. And you know that. Portia says she doesn't care about what their parents did, but you posted about it in order to make Shamea look bad. When at the end of the day, your mom was saying fucked up shit about Shamea. Your mom was talking about don't trust Shamea on the show. Shamea's mom has yet to say anything about Portia as far as I know. But Diane is the one that was saying shit about Shamea in the first fucking place. Okay? Again, Portia says she doesn't care about what the parents did. I'ma say, but you posted it. Okay? Portia says that everyone knew that. No, we did not. Everybody did not know that. How the fuck would everybody know that? Just because everybody in y'all little, neighborhood, everybody around y'all know, y'all are on a reality show. We, the viewership, did not know about that before you told us. The fuck? Shamea says, well, did everybody know your mom tried to sleep with my dad? Now, Shamea took it the fuck there. And I know y'all want, oh my gosh, Shamea, why you had to take it there? Oh, fuck it. We're already there. We're already there, bitch. If we can question Shamea about fucking Gerald and nobody blink an eye, then bitch, and we can talk about my mama doing something egregious, then we could talk about your mama. Girl, the fuck? I'd have been laid your mom out there if it was me. The first time you said something about my mama after your mama talked shit about me, I'd have laid your fucking mama out on Instagram. I wouldn't have waited for the show to come back around. I'd have called your mama a hoe on Instagram, bitch. Okay, metadata down. Yup. Um, Portia says you and your mom are low down dirty snakes. Anytime that Portia is projecting on somebody else, she calls them a low down dirty something. She told her mom, she said, you know what? I knew that you would bring this up. I told my mom about it. And she laughed and said, well, that's funny because she tried to sleep with her husband's brother. Okay. So let's actually think about that for a second. If Shamia's mom had sex with her brother-in-law, what the fuck does that have to do with Diane trying to fuck her friend's husband? This is what I be talking about, where y'all have this very weird way of thinking where you think exposing somebody for something is supposed to absolve the other person of what they did to that person. You think if person A did something to person B, and then we bring up something that person B did to person C, that means that it don't matter what person A did no more. No, bitch. That's not how this works. That is not how this works. Even if it was true, your mama still was trying to fuck her friend's husband. And what did you do, Portia? Now, I said I don't believe what Portia said because how the fuck would you know that? And when Shamia said, what's his name? I don't know why y'all are online gaslighting us like she asked which uncle. She didn't ask which uncle. That was Phaedra's messy ass. Shamia asked, what's his name? Because you're lying. And if you and your mama actually sat down and talked about my mama fucking my uncle, a name would have been mentioned. Because a whole story time would have had to ensue. If y'all really had that conversation and y'all know each other's families, why would you not have been like, who? Which one? Portia pulled that out her ass because that's what Portia does. You tell the truth about Portia, Portia tells a lie about you. And then Portia says, my mom was dating your dad's brother and your mom had sex with him. So it's like, okay, so now we just out here wilding. Girl, Portia did deny it, y'all. Portia did say that it wasn't true, just like Shamia said that what Portia said about her mom wasn't true. At time, they sliced this scene together, you know, something awful. But she did say that it wasn't true. They both denied what was being said about their moms, okay? So I don't even want to do that. But at the end of the day, it's irrelevant. When Portia brought that shit up on social media, I didn't feel like there was a real reason for that. To me, a person like Portia is looking for any small reason so that they can hit you up in a premeditated attack. I think everything that Portia is doing when it comes to Shamia is premeditated. I do. I think she was projecting. And when she said that, Shamia says, girl, stop. Portia says Diane was dating Shamia's daddy brother. Shamia said, what's his name? Phaedra says the appropriate response would be absolutely not. Not which one. Phaedra, shut up. Because you don't, like, what do you mean? Like, you obviously know that she asked her that to prove that you don't even know what uncle. It's not a point of which one. It's a point of, can you name him since that's a true story? What's the uncle's name, bitch? That's to prove that you're lying. And Phaedra knows that. You're a fucking lawyer. And this is why I said the way the girls respond to these things is the reason that I feel like it's a concerted effort. I'm not pulling that out of my ass. They literally say things in a confessional that makes me feel like y'all want a certain narrative to be seen. So y'all are responding to these scenes in a certain way. Y'all are saying certain things up out of y'all mouth because y'all want the scene to go a certain way. Especially Phaedra and Portia. They absolutely seem to have had conversations behind the scenes and decide what they're going to push and what they're going to add an exclamation point to. Like he got her $70,000 teeth, but he not helping her pay her bills. The person that came to you crying, saying that she wanted to help you because she knew what it was like to deal with that type of shit from her ex-husband is now putting you on blast. Like you a dumb diddy. Listen, anyway, Shamia then says that Portia's glam told her that Portia said since they was on the show, they ain't friends no more, they co-workers and nothing is off limits. Meaning that I'm going to go at her because she decided she wanted to come on this show, even though I asked her not to. It's a punishment. It's been a punishment, y'all. It was the moment that let me know it was a punishment is when Shamia and Portia finally had they sit down, and Shamia poured her heart out, and Portia was dead eyes and fucking with everything on the table, but not really engaging in that conversation at all as a way to show Shamia that she don't give a fuck about how Shamia feel, and then placated her with the dead eyes. It's okay. It'll be fine. The same thing she did to Kelly in that bedroom where she pretend like she want to move on, but she really don't. She just gonna be doing some underhanded shit and being like, what? But y'all can believe whatever y'all want to believe. This is just how I see it. Portia says that hold on, wait, let me go back. Yeah. Shamia says that Portia's glam told her that shit, and I believe it. Portia is projecting onto Shamia that she is trying to get a response out of her. I'm like, I feel like that's what Portia has been doing to Shamia this whole time. I think Portia has been doing all of this little weird shit behind the scenes, trying to isolate her to force Shamia to go off. I almost think this is exactly what Portia wanted, but she didn't want it to be about her mama. She wanted Shamia to have a blow up, but she didn't want it to be about her mom. That's how I feel. But I do think she wanted Shamia to blow up because she wanted it to make Shamia look crazy. Like, that's what it felt like to me. You've been kind of doing shit behind the scenes to antagonize Shamia, using all of the other girls so that she would blow up, you could make her look crazy, or so that she'll eventually get bullied enough to leave the show. That's what I think. I think you're trying to bully her and make her feel so outside and so unwanted and so, not fitting in that she'll leave the show and you can get what you want. That's what I think. Shamia, you better not leave this motherfucking show until them people decide that they don't want you to come back. You better not fucking leave this check. Don't you leave this check. Portia calls her a snake in the grass, tells her that says it was a premeditated attack, which I felt like was very interesting wordage to use. Not somebody just confronting you and finally getting a whole bunch of shit off their chest that they've been holding in, but a premeditated attack. Okay, girl, projection. Portia tries to act like Shamia has done all of these things and she doesn't even want to be bothered with her. And then Portia starts screaming about Shamia possibly poisoning her child. Like, you think that bitch don't like me? She might try to poison me. You think I'm gonna let her watch my child? Portia's acting. Now Portia is evangelizing. The way she was speaking, it was giving evangelizing. Like, Shamia hates me. The emptiness that I saw in her eyes, the emptiness. So y'all telling me that y'all saw emptiness in Shamia's eyes? Because that's not what I saw. That's not what I saw at all. Shamia was genuinely hurt as far as I was concerned. You the one that's been dead in the eyes all of this goddamn time. That's why I said she was projecting. Everything she was saying about Shamia, I think is true about her. Talking about the emptiness in her eyes. Kay says that she doesn't want anybody to feel ganged up on. Once Shamia and Kelly had left the table, because Shamia was like, I'm not about to sit here for you to keep on fucking lying on me. So she just gets up and walks off and goes to sit in a van. She's very emotional. She's crying and Kelly is trying to like console her. Kay Michelle says, listen, all of how you feel could be true after Portia finished going off. But I don't want anybody in a group to feel like they being ganged up on. And then Cynthia says, now, did she bring this on to herself or is everybody just picking on Shamia? Cynthia, stop it. You too old for this shit, Cynthia. Like, you're not good at these types of things. At least you're not good at it to me. Because to me, the things you say sometimes don't make sense. You're also reading from a script as far as I'm concerned. And when I say reading from the script, y'all, I don't mean a real script. I have to often explain to y'all when I'm saying things that I might be using metaphors or euphemisms or with a slight joke in it because everybody thinks everything you say, girl, anyway, I'm sorry. The nuance is lost almost. What I'm saying is, Cynthia, for you to even say that shit, you annoyed me so much. And as I said at the beginning, yes, Tiki tunes in, Cynthia needs a check. Cynthia needs her check, and that's why she's up here acting like this. And you know what? Do what you gotta do, girl. Get your check. But I'm still gonna acknowledge what it is and point out what I think it is, which is that you being on, even more so why you would be on Portia's side, because you're getting another little check from the wig line. And obviously you need your check. And the same thing for Drew. Y'all obviously need these checks, and y'all think siding with Portia helps y'all get more money. That's obvious. She's incentivizing y'all. And so here we are. But when Cynthia said that shit made me so... Girl, I was so aggravated because what do you mean is she bringing it on herself? You think she brought it on herself for Angela to question her about George? You think she brought it on herself for K. Michelle to say it was a plot and feel like it was y'all that was plotting and y'all to blame Shamia for it? And Shamia's like, I didn't tell her anything, and Kay says she didn't tell me anything. Like, I'm just saying, I feel like, because that situation, it could possibly have been Shamia saying certain things, and K. Michelle would want to protect her because y'all are ganging up on her. However, I still feel like there are things that are happening that's not Shamia brought it on herself. And even saying that is so problematic to me because it's very like weird energy. It's very like pick me, misogynistic language. She brought this on herself. Who says shit like that? Like, I'm just saying, like, she brought it on herself? Or is everyone just picking on Shamia? It doesn't have to be one extreme or the other. It doesn't have to be from one extreme or the other. It could be somewhere in the middle. It could be she got issues with some of y'all and going back and forth with some of y'all about some shit. And then some of y'all are putting a little extra on it in order to, get validation from Portia. That's what it seems like, especially when it comes to Angela. Angela just want to make sure she on next season. And I think she felt like it was in her best interest to be on Portia's side as well. But Cynthia pissed me off in that moment. I was like, Cynthia, shut up. Kay says that it was probably a relief that she got all of that off her chest because she'd been holding it in for a long time. Kay says that Shamia is devastated over this friendship. I think we all see that. And then somebody, I think Pinky might have asked Portia, so is the friendship over? I'm like, yes, y'all, the friendship been over. Y'all ain't paying attention. And then Portia says, did you hear what she said about my motherfucking mother? She's the trash that you put out on Wednesday and hope they pick up by Thursday. Meanwhile, Shamia in the van crying, talking about if she won't put me on blast, I'll put her on blast, bitch. We'll all put it out. We can put everything out there then, bitch. Okay? Yeah. And I told y'all from jump, it felt like these are two people that know where each other's bodies are buried. So there's a level of trying to play it safe so that all of that doesn't come out. Okay? The only thing is that, Portia doesn't have a husband for her shit to get ruined with. You know what I'm saying? Like, Portia is a single woman. There is nothing that Shamia can say about Portia that's going to really ruin anything for Portia because Portia has stands and shit, right? But when it comes to Shamia, you could absolutely fuck shit up for Shamia in her family life if y'all, dig y'all feet in hard enough. Y'all absolutely can. Y'all already got people questioning her at her job, asking her if she fucking the players and all of that type of shit. So, yeah. It seems as if Portia, can harm Shamia more than Shamia can harm Portia because Shamia has more to lose than Portia, in my opinion. Which is why I feel like when people act like, it's kind of the same, it's not really the same thing. Like, not really. And let's get into this, whether somebody tried to fuck or somebody fucked. I'm not believing nothing that Portia said because your mom's response to somebody saying she did something is that somebody did something else. That's not, that's not good enough for me. That doesn't mean that your mom didn't do what Shamia's mom says that you did. Okay? And whatever Shamia's mom did, regardless, that has no bearing on what Shamia said your mom did to her mom. Okay? Like, just saying. Anyway, which honestly is of no consequence. I think it's a distraction. And if we was really being honest, Portia, you haven't really been that good of a friend to Shamia, to me. in my estimation. She's been a better friend to you than you've been to her, in my estimation. And I always have felt that way, even before now. I felt that way when Shamia was getting married. I felt that way last year for Shamia's birthday party. And I absolutely felt that way with the way she didn't defend Shamia when Phaedra said that she was fucking Candy and Todd. Also when she what was the other thing that she did that I thought was real fucked up to Shamia? Not showing up to the wedding. Not showing up to the wedding. Being late at the birthday party. She's just one of them friends. Like, doesn't everybody have a friend that makes everything about them? Y'all don't have a friend that like make, not no more. But haven't y'all had a friend where they make everything about them? And that when it's not about them, they kind of act like they're bored or some shit like that when everything is not about them. When they have to be supportive of you, they kind of make it about them. Do shit like passive aggressive shit, show up late, slick shade you. Oh, I can't come, make up some bullshit reason. Like, y'all ain't never met hoes like Portia in real life. Like, everybody ain't that different, especially with all the right on season 9. Right. Exactly. Brandon, thank you for the super chat. Since we talking singers, can we get a little piece of Christopher Williams' I'm Dreaming? I don't know if y'all were there, but Bondy sang it once and ate it. I love it. That one I gotta work out before I sing that one. Cause Chris be all up and through here, putting stink on shit. Niggas like, if I'm dreaming about you, let's make this dream come true. If I'm dreaming about you, let's make this dream of love come true. Yeah, I'm dreaming. Girl, don't wake me. That's my shit though. That gets played on a usual basis around here. I told y'all I listen to old music like it just came out. Okay? If it feels good, I'ma run it back. Okay? Everyone bring up how Portia was so wrong at the wedding, but heck, Shamia wasn't in Portia's first wedding because they wasn't close till Portia got on the show and was divorcing. Y'all see what I mean? When you say something and they have to find a way to defend Portia, so they start saying shit that like that's not really. No disrespect, my love. No disrespect. Everyone bring up how Portia was so wrong, about the wedding. But heck, Shamia wasn't in Portia's first wedding because they wasn't close. Well, you just answered your own thing right there. They weren't close then. They weren't close then. They were close when Shamia was getting married. You see how like the false equivalencies? Y'all see what I mean? When I say that they just start, arguing shit that nobody was talking about, or shit that we already know. We do know that they weren't friends. We just found out because they told us that they had not really started their friendship until after Portia left that nigga with he left her, whatever. Which makes sense because Shamia was single and Shamia was like a party girl and wanted to have a good time. So when you were single, now y'all can actually go and hang out. But Shamia gets married and now you don't show up, and I'm guessing like you're trying to act like those two things cancel each other out. Like it's okay that Portia didn't show up for Shamia's wedding because they weren't friends and Shamia wasn't at hers. Yeah, no. That's not that. No, sweetheart. No, that's not how any of that worked. I love you though. Nice try. Again, we're going to have to stop trying to defend Portia to the point that we kind of make points that don't make any sense for real. Look how she treated Lauren when she got pregnant and engaged. Look how she treated her whole family on that show. On that show. Okay. I'm not gonna yell the irony of correcting me while spelling my name wrong. I'm not gonna yell out the irony of that. Cordell divorce is not perfect by far and divorced her from the next room. Child, that shit was so look. cold-blooded. Were they ever really close for real? This is Portia's job. She doesn't want to discuss her real life because she doesn't want to be picked apart by the viewers and content creators. Then she should get off the show because that's what the show is for. I don't know why you think that's a reason. I don't know why you think that's a reason. Were they ever really close for real? They said that they were. Portia said last season, Shamia is like family. Shamia is like a sister. So there's that. She doesn't want to discuss her real life because she doesn't want to be picked apart. Nobody wants to be picked apart. Nobody wants to be picked apart, love. By viewers and content creators. Oh, right, because we're the problem. Like they didn't know about content creators and viewers before they got on the reality show, right? Like they had no idea that we were going to critique the show before they got on it. Okay. Yeah, nah, it is cool. At the end of the day, y'all can feel however y'all want to feel. Y'all can, keep arguing points that don't cancel anything out that I've said. Y'all can do that. That should be fun for y'all. I'm not gonna keep engaging at this point because, like I said, I feel how I feel about it, and ain't nobody about to change my mind. I think the lady is who she is, and I think a lot of that do have to do with who you raised by. And if you got a mom that has a fucked up mentality, if you have a mom that's like a selfish, fucked up person, it's not far-fetched for your mom to raise you to be the exact same way. And that's just how I see Portia. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, she's fun, she's beautiful, she's a good time girl. And a lot of times, good time girls are people that you just go out with and have a good time with. You don't form real, like, deep connections and friendships with them because they aren't to be trusted. So there's that. Let's see if anything else happened online while we were sleeping. Girl, not chaotic arrested. Look, I feel like chaotic, we'll talk about this tomorrow, but chaotic mama named him like she thought he was gonna get a real job. That nigga name is Reuben Carlton McFadden. I'm like, oh my God, what Irish family owned y'all? Sorry. Let's see. Kelly with the message for Shamia ahead of tonight's show. Let's get into it. Let's see what's on the blogs as it pertains to the show, you guys. All right, so Kelly said, The Peaches Take Scotland Part 2. Tonight, I'm choosing love. To my bestie, Shamia Morton, I hope you never let one moment make you question everything God has already shown you about who you are. The strongest women I know aren't the ones who never face hard days. They're the ones who keep showing up with grace, even when it's difficult. I've watched your heart. I've watched your loyalty. I've watched the way you pour into the people you love. And the woman I know, keep your Mwangi crown, just Wangi. Keep your Wangi crown, Wanji, girl, I don't know. Y'all know. On your head high and your heart soft. The noise will fade, but character always remains. Love you, Booski. That's sweet. That's sweet. I can't stand y'all in the comments, but sometimes you have to hold your friends accountable. What the fuck do y'all feel like Kelly needs to be holding Shamia accountable for? I wish people would stop teaching you hoes words, because sometimes y'all learn words and y'all just use them as weapons against people no matter what the fuck is going on. What accountability do y'all want Shamia to take in what's going on between her and Portia right now? The only accountability is that you should have never been that tight with that bitch in the first place. Like, you need to make better decisions about your friends. You need to be, but what the fuck is Kelly? Like, how is Kelly supposed to hold her accountable for that? Kelly can't hold her accountable for that. Life is holding Shamia accountable for having friendships with people like Portia. That's what this is right now. Life is beating Shamia's ass. Life is teaching Shamia that she need to be better about her friends and all of that and who she chooses to be friends with. That's what life is doing. Kelly can't do nothing about that. Y'all just be talking. Andy says Real Housewives of Atlanta gets dark and Shamia's message. Let's see.
Great Watch What Happens Live tonight after an episode of Atlanta that goes goes dark. We're going to break it down with Phaedra and Eva Marcel.
Is that dark? I mean, I guess it's dark. Y'all do know people be... Listen, I guess people act like they real families don't be messy like that. But, you know, I guess when God has his hand on your life, it doesn't matter who has your name in their mouth. Always a his, never a her, never a them, always a his. I'm not overwhelmed because I can't handle it. I'm overwhelmed because I do handle it. All of it. All the fucking time. Stay away from people who need no evidence to believe a lie about you. You need a ton of evidence before considering the truth. No, they do. They always do. I think that's the funniest thing ever. You know, a nigga, they will ask you for all the evidence in the world to prove that you not the fucked up person in the situation, but the person accusing you, they don't ask them for no evidence. Cynthia and Portia with words ahead of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Grace with a warning label. I have done a lot of unusual things on Real Housewives of Atlanta, but this one is for the books. Only Phaedra Parks can convince you to spend the day at the cemetery on a girl's trip to Scotland. In the spirit of burying some of the beefs with the ladies, why the hell not? That's not the craziest thing you did, Cynthia. Cut it out. Let's see. What else is going on? The group turns up at the club for Phaedra's birthday in the aftermath of dinner. Let's see what happened.
After dinner, I think it was a great idea to separate Shamia from Portia. Everybody is not on one accord. Shamia is hysterical. Portia is crazy. We are in another country. I just don't want any issues. Don't let them steal your shine. Because as much as everybody talk about peace and being these transformed people, we also know that hurt people hurt people. You have kept so many things bottled up between you and her.
I just shut down. It's easier to just walk away from me. Which is why it's so hard to, like, confront somebody that I loved and cared about at one point, because it's...
Pause. What beef you got with Cynthia? How long you been here? How long you been in this live?
Like, I just, you know, I'm always careful for other people's feelings, even if it hurts mine.
Me and Portia were sisters, right?
I'm sorry, y'all. Because I don't know who the fuck people think they be talking to. That's all. Anyway, not y'all. You know. What I about to say? I don't like what Kay said about Shamia. The monster shit? Yeah, I ain't like that either. I ain't like that shit neither.
Right? And sisters fight. My hope was that we would always find our place back to each other. But after tonight, I know that that's not going to happen.
Nah, it wasn't me that said Shamia crashed out because the friendship. I mean, I don't know. Shit, I might have. I don't be remembering everything I said. Was it last season? It might have been. If it was this season, I don't think so.
She will never meet another friend like me. I'm cool on her. Absolutely. I'm so cool on her.
This y'all, stop all this crying. Y'all. Why is y'all niggas so mean? Y'all be like, bitch, stop having feelings. Y'all gotta check that shit, man. I seen that a lot from black women telling other black women to stop crying and shit. Like, God forbid a bitch have actual feelings. I think people are so used to acting like they don't feel a way about anything that when people actually show that they feel a way, y'all be uncomfortable. Like, bitch, stop all this crying. Like, remind me of where your parents would beat you and then tell you to, hey, stop all that crying before I give you something to cry about. You just did. I don't like, it reminds me of when we were kids and something would happen that genuinely was upsetting, and then people would tell you to stop crying. As if that's something that's easy to do or something like that. Y'all annoy me. You don't think this is fun to watch? Child, I had a good time.
Hello? JoJo. So you made it too? Congratulations, baby.
This needed to happen. Like, I don't know what y'all...
Where Kayla? She left. She
This
left.
Portia Shamia shit,
I
this
gotta
shit
be
needed to
honest.
happen. It's been a long
I'm
time
tired
coming.
of this Portia Shamia debacle. We supposed to be on vacation. This is Phaedra's birthday. Let's pack this thing up, okay? Let's move on to the next. We know how to party. We know how to have a good time, so let's go.
Get a drink, get a drink, get a drink, get a drink. Get a drink, get a drink, get a drink.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Y'all know y'all gotta say something. Y'all gotta say something to tell me y'all not specifically talking to me. I don't be knowing all the time that y'all talking to each other. I just be reading comments. I'm like, girl, goddamn beef with Cynthia. I told y'all she just getting her money, but the way she going about it is aggravating me. It's not no beef.
Shake it, shake it, shake it.
Tonight,
cool.
we're going to the hottest club.
Listen, we don't jump people for no reason and for mistakes and shit, okay? But y'all know people be getting all sensitive. Niggas say shit, then I say something back. Nah, I'm the bad guy.
In Scotland. I know dinner was freaking crazy, but we honestly came here for 3 things: to dance, drink, and celebrate Faith Face.
I mean, the breakdown in the friendship wasn't the only thing that happened. So, and they've been not being friends. They've been not being friends since last season. I am enjoying the show simply from a production standpoint. I told y'all at the beginning, I thought we had some funny light moments that was good, and then we had some mess. It is what it is. Like, I don't know what y'all be watching Real Housewives for. Y'all watching Real Housewives for non-confrontational fun or something?
Birthday.
Like, it doesn't feel good to watch Portia be an asshole to Shamia. That didn't feel good last season. It don't feel good to watch y'all kind of gang up on people. No, it don't. But here we are.
I'm surprised to see all these black folks. It's a lot of us in here, okay? Power to the people. Oh, my God. It feels like Black History Month in Scotland.
Okay, everybody having a good time. Okay, now what happened with Portia? Let me see.
I want you to be able to yourself, too. You don't got to babysit me, you know?
Well, wish I ain't babysitting you, but I ain't gonna drag your ass out to the club.
Look, somebody in the comments writing a paragraph. Portia hasn't been doing nothing to Shamia all season. Shamia only dropped that bomb to get a reaction out of Portia. Portia told you what to think, and now that's what you think. If Portia had not said that, I wonder if that would be your comment.
Because guess what?
Because she told y'all what to think. Okay, Portia has absolutely been doing shit and saying shit to Shamia, and Shamia has been ignoring it. I don't see how y'all not picking it up. Especially because, for y'all who watch me, I bring it up.
Didn't come to Scotland to have all this going on.
We are all the way in Scotland. If you think I'm about to not turn up, you're crazy.
Let's work it out. Put this damn kilt on and let's go.
We are here to celebrate.
I can't believe y'all sitting up here mad because Shamia is sad about everybody accusing her of some shit. Like, nigga yesterday asked me if I fucked a nigga with a green beard, and now you saying my mama fucked my uncle, and I can't be sad right now.
Somebody that is very
y'all be
special,
wildin' to
an
me.
amazing person, an amazing friend. Miss Phaedra Parks. Come on, y'all. Hey. Come on, babe. Tell him.
Okay, now we playing music. Okay, that's K. Michelle music. Oh, y'all like that song. It's gonna be some
Around, 'cause you know this ain't an ordinary love.
Oh my God, I would never.
That's my shit. I like that song. Bondy, people are weird as fuck. Deeply. I'm noticing everybody is deeply
Has some traits and qualities that intrigued me. I like Faith.
very special. Yes. That's my shit.
Because it be a lot of delusional men and bitches. Okay?
The men are delusional. Okay, come on. All of the girls is singing their music. I like that. That's cute. It's another part of the episode that's fun. I also feel like I know Mean Girl antics. And if y'all switch up when Shamia and Kelly walk through the door, like that's not two people that know how to have a good time. Yeah. I love you, but this is where we have to part. That hoe is not that smart.
What the is happening? You just said this girl's mother tried to sleep with your father. You're dancing at her face?
To imply that somebody's mama is doing something sexually inappropriate, I'm just glad Portia wasn't on that Henny, because anything would have happened.
Why is it that y'all seem to understand the gravity of accusing somebody of fucking somebody? Why do y'all understand the gravity when it comes to Portia's mom? But when it comes to Shamia, we don't understand the gravity of it then? Ooh, girl. Y'all be biased. Y'all be so biased.
Y'all gotta babysit me.
That's biased as fuck.
I've never seen you in such a happy space.
Girl, you came to life. Like,
Cynthia is tired of people accusing each other of sleeping with someone's husband.
literally, no pun intended. And you done lashed onto that man. Child, was the man married or not, child?
The man said his wife was dead to him.
He said he's going through a divorce. Okay, that the risk. Oh my God. I'm so tired of everybody talking about who's sleeping with whose husband. If they were saying that I was sleeping with someone's husband, 50 Cent would have to show up. That's a bone we don't want to carry back.
No, honey, stay out of the people's crotches.
Peja, how are you feeling about your next spin around the sun?
That's everybody's new year. So I like to really sit down and sort of, do my planning. Of course, with children, there's so much going on. So
How's co-parenting with Apollo?
he and I, we talk when we need to talk or have to talk.
Was it hard for you to start dating after that divorce?
I really didn't.
Wow.
So I've only really had, I guess, 2 boyfriends in those 7 years. Like, how some women, they jump into quick relationships. I'm not that girl.
Ain't no way. I see it on the most sexy wigs.
Child, I'm laughing because when Angela sat at that table and asked Shamia if she fucked that man in front of everybody, and then Portia said, "Wait a minute, Shamia, you are getting very defensive. You can make it seem like I cheated on my fucking husband over and over and over again. Niggas say your mama tried to fuck my daddy, and now we're like, she's gone just a step way too far. She's just gonna, I don't even know. She thinks that Portia's supposed to want to be around her after she accused Portia's mom of trying to sleep with her dad. I know we accused her of sleeping with an entire basketball league and a man with a green beard that nobody would fuck. But, we just feel like she should be able to get over that. But you can't say that about somebody's mom. Even if their mom said something about you first. That's her mom. We know you're somebody's mom. And this could be fucking up your children's life. Everybody saying that you fucking basketball players and other people, even though you married to that man over there. But we're all just going to trust that Gerald knows that everybody on this show is full of shit. And he shouldn't believe anything they say. But my God, if he was an insecure man, what could possibly be going on behind closed doors saying shit like that? To me, y'all don't know these niggas. And I'm not saying anything about Gerald because I don't know Gerald. Gerald could be a very mild-mannered, non-abusive man as far as I'm concerned. But what I don't like is that, to me, you could put a bitch in harm's way. Like, a bitch could get backhand slapped in the kitchen behind some shit like that. And y'all are just like, it doesn't matter. But Diane, somebody's grandmother, who whatever she did with her snatch, ain't nobody about to check her about it. That's where we draw the line. And now Shamia's this big boogeyman, even though y'all have been putting bodies on Shamia all season. The Falcons, the Hawks, and George. Apparently. But Diane? We draw the line at Diane? Oh, Lord. I don't know what's wrong with the people. I don't. I don't see it that way, y'all. I'm so very, 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 very sorry. Okay, I do not see it that way. Either way, I feel like that, this is some good rating shit. I definitely think they reunion show gonna be a big watch. Phaedra explains why she and Portia didn't call out Angela after her phone call with Ashley. Yeah, let's hear that.
I wanted to know, how come you and Portia did not call out Angela after the phone call when you realized she was lying?
So here's the thing. This is what's interesting, and I didn't see it until I actually saw the show. When all of the stuff went on with George, me and Portia were upstairs doing the rooms.
Okay, and this is another thing y'all always do. Y'all, okay. I got you on this one. Shamia put bodies on Drew. We didn't forget. Are you talking about when she was trying to defend her friend and she asked Drew, was she fucking with Dennis? Are you talking about that? Are you talking about that? I feel like that's not bodies. That's one body. That's not bodies. I feel like the Hawks, that's a lot of bodies. The basketball team, that's a lot of bodies. The football team, that's a lot of bodies. She didn't even ask if she was having sex. She asked, "Are you dating Dennis?" Those were Shamia's exact words. Shamia's exact words were, "Are you dating Dennis?" Because Portia was really upset that Drew decided to make music with Dennis. Which, in all honesty, even though I was on Drew's side in the situation, yeah, Drew absolutely did that shit to get a rise out of Portia, without a doubt. It worked out for her, but I think she did it low-key to annoy Portia. And, because they had been slinging back and forth back then. But I love the way y'all always have to go and reach for something that Shamia did last season or in previous years in order to explain away whatever we're saying is being done to her right now. That one situation is not the same thing as y'all's entire friend group dogpiling on top of Shamia at one time. I love that y'all try to make these equivalencies that are really not the same. But I love that y'all are active and engaged in the content. Thank you so very, very much. Let's finish listening to what Phaedra was saying.
So when we came down, we knew it was a commotion going on, but we never...
Listen, y'all, don't be upset with me. I don't understand why if you say something, I can't respond to you. Because I do have a thought behind, if you say something like that, I'm going to be able to think in my mind about what you said and then surmise if you're right or wrong, or if I agree with you or not. And I just don't agree that those two things are the same things. However, I've already said at the very beginning and consistently throughout that Shamia is a people pleaser that was the second in command to a fucking mean girl going along with everything that Portia wanted her to do. And she has to take accountability for that. And I think this is the accountability for that, is that everything you co-signed with Portia will now turn those things around and use them against you. This is the ass whooping, y'all. Y'all bringing that shit up. And I'm like, this is why that's happening. Like, the things that she was okay with when she was friends with Portia is the exact reason why this shit is happening to her right now, in my opinion. I don't understand why you guys can't handle a little back and forth.
In our minds, it was just a hearsay, he say, she say. So we wasn't really sure. So when I saw it on the episode, that's when I really realized that she had said Shamia slept with George. I never realized that until I literally saw it on TV.
I never realized that.
I wanted to know, how come you and Portia did not call out Angela?
So now, even though you were sitting there for the conversation, did Phaedra just say that she didn't know?
After the phone call when you realized she was lying.
So here's the thing. This is what's interesting, and I didn't see it until I actually saw the show. When all of the stuff went on with George, me and Portia were upstairs doing the rooms. So when we came down, we knew it was a commotion going on, but we never in our minds, it was just a hearsay, he say, she say. So we wasn't really sure. So when I saw it on the episode, that's when I really realized that she had said Shamea slept with George. I never realized that until I literally saw it on TV.
Y'all believe Phaedra? Girl, Phaedra lying no fucking ass off. That's hilarious. I didn't know she said that. I know I was right there in the room. I know I was right there in the room, bitch. I know I was right there. And I was a part of the conversation. I did not hear her say that. I added to the conversation. George was mentioned. I said I knew him, but I didn't hear that part. Like, how you lied? That's why I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, y'all. How do y'all believe these people when they lie like this? That's why I ain't never came off the fact that, Angela, eventually you gonna have to tell us whether you was lying or not for real. Because I'm still willing to believe that Phaedra did all that shit you accused her of and you just couldn't get no evidence of it for real, so you had to let it go. I'm definitely okay with that. Cause but also the way you've been lying this season, it makes me feel like I can't trust nothing you saying because the way you lying this season. It's too much, y'all. It's too much. Okay, so Cynthia.
Any interesting rumors you've heard lately?
Well, you think you nabbed me, but I'm. I love
Get me caught up.
You literally.
I don't want any smoke. I'm tired.
You fuck shit up for yourself right now. I have heard about the rumors. Okay.
What rumors have you heard?
This is a simple one. Is Pinky pregnant? That's out the rumor.
Is that what you heard?
Yeah. That's the rumor, that there's someone on your cast that is pregnant. And then people are saying it's Pinky. But then I'm thinking Shamea was the one with the storyline.
True.
And it's not you.
But Shamea wasn't trying to get pregnant. Shamea was trying to get a surrogate pregnant, not herself. That's why we don't think it's Shamea.
So
I can confirm that I'm not pregnant. For sure.
Is there someone pregnant? That's question 1. And 2, who is it?
Okay, so part 1, someone announced at the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion that they were pregnant.
Okay.
Part 2, I don't think I can say for sure who it is.
Can you say which couch?
Okay, let's talk about that because y'all was saying that Claudia was dead wrong for this, and I'm not sure why. If this was found out because somebody said it at the reunion and then Claudia got the information just before everybody else, why is it wrong that she said something when this is something that was obviously about to come out? I'm trying to understand. I get because we do want women to announce their own pregnancies, but it sounds like somebody did announce their pregnancy. It just didn't make it to the TV show yet. And Cynthia, we know you're not pregnant, bitch. Duh.
Okay, I can confirm that it wasn't on my couch, and that's all I'm saying. Next.
It wasn't on her couch. Okay. Let's go look at the couch. And then we can remove some people. Let's see. Where's that seating chart? Because it's Claudia, right? We mad about it because it's Claudia. Because I'm saying it would have been so easy for Claudia to get that shit from somebody, from somebody that works on set. Somebody on set could have been like, yeah, girl, we just filmed a reunion and so told everybody that they was pregnant. And just because it hasn't made the show yet doesn't mean that it's like a secret. You know what I mean? I think it's different when nobody has announced it. Girl, I got to go all the way back for the seating chart. See, this is how you know the reunion already happened. This fucking seating chart all the way. Okay, here we go. The one no one saw coming. Okay. Nobody on her side. Yeah, y'all. I think it's Pinky. It has to be Pinky. I think that K. Michelle has been going through too many things with surgeries and all of that for it to be her. It better not be fucking Kelly. Like, that would just be fiscally irresponsible right now. And Shamea would be pregnant through a surrogate. So unless they mean it like that. So it's a possibility it could have been Shamea because it could have been through surrogacy. And then Pinky is my only other option because, you know, it seemed like every time she getting her feet back into her career, that nigga get her pregnant again. Sit your ass down, Pinky. So yeah, I think it's Pinky too. But we'll just find out, girl. Anyway, listen, it's all fun and games. Everybody just take a deep breath. Listen, I love it. This is a version of debate to me. Okay? You say something and I give you the reason why that doesn't make any sense to me. Okay? You say something I might agree and be like, hey, that is a possibility. But y'all don't give me no credit for that. But anyway, J Ray, thank you for the super chat, boo. With that tit for tat logic, Portia probably wasn't in Shamia's first wedding either. Also, she went as a guest like the rest of the family and friends. Child, it is tit for tat logic. Wasn't in Shamia's first wedding either. Also, she went as a guest. Did she go as a? Yeah, she went as a guest to one of the weddings. Which was another thing about, like, why were you, like, not in it? Like, it low-key felt like she wanted her to be in it at some point. I can't remember exactly, but I just know we were all like, Portia, you dead ass wrong for not going to that girl wedding. That's how everybody felt at the time, and that's what stayed with me, because everybody was like, damn, like, that's your homegirl. You really not gonna go to her wedding? To me, it gave, I'm mad that you got it and I don't. That's what it gave to me. You didn't got the rich husband. I want the rich husband. That's why they was all back cool and shit when she got with Simon. At the very beginning, they all cool and shit because now she got her rich African too, and now we both about to be rich, rich married ladies together. That was the idea, and then your shit didn't work out. You really don't want to be friends with Shamia now because Shamia's still married. Shamia still got money. The shit has only gotten better. She ain't got to move out of her big ass house. You know what I mean? So to me, I feel like even though like women shouldn't be measuring themselves by any of that bullshit, I'm just saying what I think Portia is probably thinking. And I do feel like, a part of Portia feeling the way she feels about Shamia is not just about the show. I think on some level it is because her marriage didn't work out. Like she didn't get the happily ever after the way she wanted. And y'all, you don't just heal quickly from that type of shit. Portia is really good at acting unaffected, but Simon took her ass through there. Like, you would have to really be on some sociopathic, type no feeling shit in order to deal with how that man was online calling her dumb. Like, just talking. Like, I've never seen a man take such a concerted effort to verbally abuse a wife, like that before, like consistently. And then not even is he just posting like any old fucked up nigga, the shit is making it to the blogs. So even if she don't want to see it, she gotta see it. And this is not me feeling like, Portia is a victim of any sort in the situation, but right is right and wrong is wrong, y'all. And she could be wrong for how she got with that man, and the punishment for that was how he treated her. Because to me, God or the devil, nobody has to actually punish you. Your choices, you ignoring certain things, those things will eventually teach you the lesson. It's about whether you're going to learn and make better decisions going forward. But to me, life will teach you the lesson because the decisions you make will basically form these outcomes for you that should be pushing you to change or to grow or to make better decisions about the people that you call friends and all of that type of shit. the men you want to be with. To me, Portia learned a lesson. A part of that lesson was stop wanting to give up everything you work for so a man can do it for you. That's stupid. You can't depend on no nigga like that. You can't depend on nobody like that even if they love you. You know what I'm saying? Even if they love you for real, because men can die. Men could, lose all of their money. They could get sick. They could get hurt. Anything could happen to where they are no longer the fountain of money that you married them for. You know what I'm saying? So that was a delusion for Portia that she was going to be able to just be sitting in a house somewhere and this rich man was going to be taking care of her and everything was just going to be perfect. That was delusional. And he taught her that you shouldn't be, so thirsty for a delusion that you would do something fucked up like that. Now that nigga wearing your ass out in the court system And it was a wearing out. Months and months and months and months. To me, I felt like they was fighting online for longer than they was actually together. I feel like those were the consequences to Portia's actions, how that all played out. And you see now, we ain't playing them same games. We not about to be with no nigga we don't really want to fuck just because we think he gonna take care of us. We just gonna find attractive people that could possibly take care of us instead. We just gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the original plan was to possibly, you know, just have fine shit that you fuck on the side while getting Simon's money. Because, you know, the word on the curb is that the lady be cheating on people. That's what they say. That's what they say down to the streets. I don't know if that's true, but they said Portia be cheating on everybody. So we'll see how the situation with old girl gonna work out. Because if Portia end up cheating on Sway with a nigga, which, come on now, all my sapphics out there, we know that this is how that goes a lot of the time, okay? You'll be with a bitch for a couple of years, okay? Y'all thought they was really gonna stick it out, and then all of a sudden she pops up with a nigga. Listen, it happens a lot with the bisexuals. Speaking on myself. Okay? So yeah, we gonna see how this gonna work out. I mean, I ain't never cheated on no woman with no man. That's not, no. That has never happened. But they will feel like you cheated on them if after y'all broke up, you ended up with a nigga. They will feel like you cheated them out of something. Bitch, this is, again, my coochie, it goes with me. When I leave, the coochie leaves with me. You no longer have any bearings on what it does once I've taken it and gone. The hell? Crazy. But yeah, Portia and Sway, that is for giggles. Ooh, not for giggles. I don't know. I think it's probably really enjoyable for her. They're probably doing some real good toxic shit right now. Cause listen, y'all can say what y'all. I heard that Sway had an old lady before she got with Portia, and like I said, Portia might like to take people from people. Like, there are women out there that like to take your nigga or your bitch. That's their thing. I may not have the husband in the family and all of that, but I'll use my feminine wiles and I'll take your bitch or I'll take your man. It is very highly likely. I'm just saying. That's what the street said, okay? It could be true, it could not be true, but the street said Portia be out here cheating on everybody. Portia's mother is one reason why our thinking process is like that towards men. It is. Like, women like her. Yes, absolutely. I said that shit. Sway had a young girl before Portia. Not a young girl. Because I'm going to tell y'all, Sway reminds me of the problematic studs that I know. Psychological games on them stepdaddy studs, them stud stepdaddy ass bitches. Let me tell y'all, the psychological games that a stud stepdaddy bitch will play on you, they love toxicity. They feed off of it. And they had weird relationships with their mamas. That's why they like the women that they like, because they had toxic relationships with their mama. Okay? Listen, somebody tell me, I could be wrong. But if anybody knows Sway in them, tell me if I'm lying. A mama that probably, might have been like a user or something like that. You had to be grown before you really was grown and shit. Had to take accountability and responsibility for you and your siblings and sometimes your mama, right? And hyper independent as an adult. You know what I mean? Love a toxic bitch, right? So fun. Okay, love to play a good step stud daddy T. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see Sway in the pictures and shit, walking with Pilar and holding a bag and all of that. Listen, stud stepdaddy shit on 1,000, okay? Yo, I'm not lying. Listen, what is a stud stepdaddy for real? Okay, now I love y'all. I'm gonna need for y'all to use context clues. What you think a stud stepdaddy? It's a stud that's a stepdaddy. They get with a woman that has kids. And they be a better man than the baby daddy is a lot of the times. A lot of times when they come in, the nigga's not doing anything. The step stud daddy comes into the picture and starts doing all of this shit. And by the time the baby daddy possibly gets his baby mama back, he will have had to start stepping shit up to where the step stud daddy was at. And she will be like, see, I wanted you to do this the whole time. You know? Why Patrice had to come in my life in order for you to start acting like a real father, real man? Like, that's how they be thinking. I know these people. It's crazy. A stud, that's with a woman with children. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, context clues. Yes, you're right. And Portia always looking for a daddy for Pilar. Listen, need somebody to help her with that child, okay? A lot of times women like that, you know, not to say that they don't love their children, but they don't always have the patience for them either. Okay? So it is a lot of being able to throw them off, you know, and making sure that you get into relationships with people that can help you carry that load. She's a good man. Listen, my little sister is like that. She married a toxic bitch, divorced now, thank goodness, and was stud stepdaddy. And I know, hold on, let me. It's so funny because it's the truth. It's hilarious because it's so truthful. And I know her mama, my dad's widow, enough said. Listen, that's wild. Step stud daddy tapped into the kids' enjoyment. Oh yeah, they know because they like gay girls remember what it was like to be treated badly as children. So a lot of times they be like good teachers and all of that, and they be really good with kids because like they have like a childlike thing about them. They can have fun, they can have a good time, like they're in touch with certain aspects of themselves. That's the reason why they be good with kids like that. That's also why they so fun to be around, right? Y'all see Sway and her, they always doing some like little kitty shit, like y'all said, it's giggles because they having a good time. But that's because you got to be with somebody that know how to play the role of not taking themselves too seriously. Niggas take themselves so seriously that they don't know how to come down to the children's level for real a lot of the times. They don't know how to make themselves like a... Well, what gay girls will do, they'll come into the shit and make themselves like so important to the situation, thinking that that's going to keep the woman a lot of the times. So they'll do so much in order to make themselves irreplaceable and really to make themselves look better than you poor ass niggas, which don't take much. It don't take much. A lot of the times what the gay girls like to do is just to be simply better than you niggas. That's why I say they be fuck niggas too. They be fuck niggas too, because a lot of like masculine presenting women that, you know, are like step stud daddy types, they love that toxicity shit. And they really do just try to be a better version of a man in some respect. Like, but they playing a certain role for sure. That should be funny. The tickle, the cookie, and the giggle stain. Hilarious. That's a good question. I don't know if Dennis is a good parent. I think Dennis is somebody that go get his child and then drop the child off by his mama. Like, that's what it feels like. Dennis also feels like the type of person that would have women in his life that, you know, that he could use in a certain way. I could see him spending time with the child and having like a certain level of patience that Portia probably doesn't have. However, the way he lives his life, a lot of men like him when they are single, they are single. They do shit with their children, but only because they have women that can help them. You know what I mean? Listen, if I'm coming up here, you know what I mean? I'm going to try to get y'all some game if I can. Okay, I just want Drew to free herself, girl. We all want Drew to free herself. Girl, Drew, you're gay! You're a kitty clicker, Drew! You're a kitty clicker. You're a kitty clicker, Drew. It's okay. It's okay, Drew. Well, tell Ty something different. Her MO is listening to the straight girls before she seduces them. I mean, ain't that the same shit I'm talking about? They would love bomb the piss out you. Listen to all your issues and your problems. Okay, construct the perfect anti your ex bitch Bitch nigga, okay, listen. All right. She giving you all this thug shit, but with a good job. He seemed like he seemed like a good father. He moves like Portia though, in my opinion. And that's the thing. Also, I feel like, the banner for what a good father is just being consistently there and paying for shit. So yeah, he a good dad. Yeah, my same thought, Bondy. I think Drew is gay. Pilar acts like a toddler on screen, but we rarely see her. Pilar doesn't need to be with someone who doesn't like her mom. That can definitely spill over in some way, even unintentionally. Hey, that's fine. It's still hurtful as fuck. Regardless. Like she said, you didn't treated your sister like shit. And your family, fuck, ain't like your family will say the same shit to your kids that you think your friends will say. Fuck. Your friends will talk bad about you to your kids, to your sisters. Your family will talk bad about you to your child. I don't know why they do this, but it's a thing they do, girl. She not the regular kind either. She gay. Why y'all so stupid? Peekaboo, we see you, Drew. Pilar got Dennis, whom she likes more. Watch closely. Portia doesn't have the tolerance. I agree. Portia, but whenever dads are like that, it's only because they're only there for, a certain amount of time. But that's why I say I feel like he probably just drops the baby off by his mom, but I think he's probably a more patient parent than Portia. I agree. Portia and Dennis are literally the same person. That's why they didn't work. Yes. But when women have some of these same, like, narcissistic tendencies, I'm not, diagnosing anybody, y'all, just saying that, these are behaviors that are similar, right? Girl, it always seems like it's so much more scarier when it's a woman, right? And my brain works like that too, because even just thinking about Dennis and Portia, I don't see Dennis with the same vitriol that I see Portia with. Like, I can see Portia trying to hide it, but in the way she hides it, that is the vitriol. The way she goes dead in the face, the way she kind of tries to back away from the situation in a way as to not emotionally respond, to withhold any real emotion from whatever argument she's having. That shit, yeah, that's the same shit that Dennis does. But even me, myself, see Portia as a more, like, hostile person in those scenarios, even though I don't think that's the case, y'all. So please understand, when we talk about these things, I'm recognizing how my own mind is recognizing what the fuck is going on. But when we really think about it, the way Dennis moves is weird as fuck. If we really think about it, y'all, Portia weird, yes. But seeing Dennis as any less weirder is a mistake. And I see him as less weirder. And that's just because he's a man, He's a man. PJ doesn't even have excitement when she sees Miss Diane, like, oh, hey, y'all, they just be taping. We don't know what it's really like for real, Yeah. All right, y'all. But yeah, I do feel like, regardless of, like Shamia said, you're entitled to keep your child to yourself, girl. Like, nobody is upset with you, but from Shamia's point of view, it's very hurtful. And I do feel for her in that aspect. Portia has only gotten emotional and cried on the show to manipulate people, in my opinion. It's like going in bathrooms and crying and shit. And a lot of times it's like out of anger and out of embarrassment, because people who have like a really high ego, when they feel like people are going against them or embarrassing them, they get emotional. But it's not the same thing as genuinely feeling hurt. It's like an ego thing. Like, how dare you? And as a woman, it would make her emotional enough to cry, especially if you cry when you get angry. Like, a lot of women cry when they get angry. And it's because a lot of women aren't allowed to really be angry because, misogyny and shit. Exactly, Portia, there all the time. I will give her that. She's active. She's just distant. Yeah. And that's because it's a her thing, y'all. I was just talking about this with my husband before I get off here. I'm about to go. But I was just saying, like, we create our own little hells. I think that they took the allegory of that, right? The metaphor of it and made it like a real thing. But I think we create our own heavens and we create our own hells right where we are. Because a person, whatever shit they got going on, whatever delusions they hold, whatever acknowledgement they refuse to acknowledge, whatever changes they refuse to make, they create a hell for themselves within that. I really do believe that. And it, you know, it's something that I feel like is like a catch-22 or like a double-edged sword. I don't know how else to fucking say it. But in this life, things will happen that will challenge us or that will make us feel away. And a lot of times we have to investigate those things in order to grow from it. But because of how hard that is, people kind of do the opposite thing, or they fall into like feeling sorry for themselves. And when they feel sorry for themselves, they're always a victim. Things are always external. Somebody's always doing something to them. And I think that like that becomes a mechanism in order to flow through the world. If you can't be who you truly are, and for a lot of girls and women, we're always having to oppress ourselves to make sure we're not coming off a certain way. No matter what you think about us as women, individually, we are doing that at all times. And I think eventually all of the concealing we do, we start to believe the lie. We start to believe the lie that we have to tell ourselves in order to conform, right? And that creates a little hell for you. I think so. Okay? But yeah, everybody be living in their own little hells. My evidence of that, have y'all ever seen this movie with Robin Williams? Y'all, what's the movie with Robin Williams? Tell me the name of it. I'm always, I be forgetting the name of it. But in the movie, Robin Williams and his wife died. The wife committed suicide. And so she ended up in hell. But it's not fiery hell. It's a hell that she created in her mind. It's like her house, but it's all broken down and messed up. And she's in the delusion of not realizing where she is. And in order to get out of hell, she had to realize where she was and what she had done. She had to acknowledge what she had done in order for her to escape from her hell. And I feel like that's another like allegory of life. You have to, acknowledge things. You have to recognize what it is. You have to, thank you, what dreams may come. Thank you. Thank you. This is a very specific, beautiful movie. Because when he died, I feel like he died in like an accident or something like that. And like the kids died too. Him and the kids died. The wife committed suicide. He dies in some type of accident, but he's a painter. And so his heaven is basically all of his paintings, which are these beautiful landscape paintings, right? So his heaven is a heaven he created for himself. His wife's hell is a hell that she created for herself, so to speak, right? Because it's a response to everything that happened in her life, right? But he went to hell to get her. And that's another thing. People in real life, like outside of that metaphor, in real life, people be in hell wherever they are. That's how people can go on vacation and not have a good time. You ever seen people that go on vacation and still want to fight and argue? That's because those people are in a hell within themselves and you can't run from that. So is above, so is below. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, the movie is What Dreams May Come, y'all. That's the movie. It's an amazing movie. If y'all have never seen it, y'all should see it. But yeah, anyway, I love y'all. I hope y'all got what y'all needed to get out of this. I feel like I was up here talking for too long, but at the end of the day, somebody needed to hear something I said. That's what I'm going to assume. All right. I'm going to go drink and live my life with my husband. Y'all have a good rest of y'all night.